I feel good today. Say it to yourself right now. We love you. Thank you so much for rejoining the team. It's Expresso, baby. It is your feel-good kickstart to a brand new day. My name is Graham Richards. As always, an absolute honor and privilege to have you here, especially today as we celebrate International Women's Day today. And this year's theme, I love it. It's called Digital Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. The digital divide is being broken down, and it means that we all have equal access if we can just get this right. And this morning, we really are going to be putting the spotlight on female-led businesses where gender equality is at the forefront, and you can see the knock-on effect for this country. Then, of course, it's only fitting that entertaining us this morning, we have I've already heard the sound check and I've already got the goosebumps. Yes, it's like the 50th time this year, I know, but she is amazing and she is going to lift you up. Krishanda Forbes is here. Oh, the fire in the eyes. You want to hear the fire in the voice. So I suppose it's only fitting that right now we celebrate our very own incredible woman. And yes, one of my favorite men as well. Good morning, team. Happy International Women's Day.
Oh, thank you, G-Man. Oh, yes, today is International Women's Day. Should we cheers to that?
I think it's a fitting cheers indeed. Cheers to you.
Oh, there we go.
Beautiful lady.
Cheers. Thank you very, very much. Well, this morning for our Good Morning Post, we have the beautiful Jess Hines as our picture. And our quote is, "Good morning and happy International Women's Day. What kind of female icons do we need more of and why?" Let us know. Send us those voice notes. Our number is 063 408 8863. And I also love what Jess's t-shirt says. It says, "You owe your dreams your courage."
Oh, nice. Well
How
played.
cool is
I like that? A sentimental woman out there today, especially because we are celebrating them. We are celebrating iconic women, fierce women, women that stand proud in the spaces that they navigate, and we are here to celebrate that and so much more this morning. So cheers to you, Mzansi. Cheers to all the beautiful women out there slaying away at whatever you are doing, and here's to the rest of the magic of the show as we make everybody a winner today, especially the women. Especially the women. For now, though, it's time to obviously kick off official duties. The G-Man is standing by with the latest.
Thank you so much, team. Let's set the tone for today, starting with our National News. Mineral Resources and Energy Minister, Gwede Mantashe, has said that one of the main priorities of the new Minister of Electricity, Josienso Ramakgopa, will be to pay attention to power generation at various power stations that are not performing optimally. And President Cyril Ramaphosa announced last night that Ramakgopa is the new Minister of Electricity with special powers to end the load-shedding crisis. Mantashe was speaking at the Energy Indaba in Cape Town, and he said Ramakgopa's department would now also be responsible for obtaining emergency electricity. Then data released by Statistics South Africa shows that the country's economy contracted by 1.3% in the fourth quarter of 2022. Now, contributions to the decrease in the fourth quarter of 2022 came from the mining, agriculture and manufacturing industries. The statistical body further noted a slowdown in economic activities in the finance, real estate and business services industries. The data indicates that the economy grew by 2% for the full year of 2022, so some silver lining. Chief economist at Investec, Annabelle Bishop, says economic growth in 2023 is expected to be flat. Now, casting a wider gaze on the international news front, Eswatini Prime Minister Cleopas Dlamini said in Taipei this past Monday that his country remains committed to diplomatic relations with Taiwan and is opposed to any sort of bullying or aggression against Taiwan. The people of Taiwan, and we quote here, should be governed within Taiwan by a government they elect themselves in fair and free elections. This was said by Dlamini during a meeting with President Tsai Ing-wen. Now, Eswatini is the only African state and one of 14 countries worldwide that maintain diplomatic relations with Taiwan, which China regards as a breakaway province. Then, staying in the East, Japan was forced to blow up its new rocket during a failed launch yesterday. And spectacularly so, its space agency had to send a self-destruct command to the H-3 rocket when its second stage engine failed minutes after liftoff, sadly. Observers say it's a significant setback for Japan's aerospace exploration agency. The H-3 rocket is the first medium-lift rocket designed by Japan in 3 decades. And it's been presented as a cheaper alternative to SpaceX's Falcon 9 for launching commercial and government satellites into Earth's orbit. And now, announcing Dr. Josientso Ramakgopa as SA's first Minister of Electricity on Monday evening, President Cyril Ramaphosa said his new role would be to effectively oversee the electricity crisis response. 48-year-old Ramakgopa previously headed the Investment and Infrastructure Unit in the presidency. His track record is most impressive, having been mayor of Tshwane for 6 years with experience in corporate governance, where he served as CEO of Metropolitan Trading Company and the Johannesburg market. In fact, in 2009, he was CEO of the Year, adjudicated by the Institute of People Management. He's a qualified civil engineer, holds 2 master's degrees in public administration and business leadership, and a PhD in public affairs. He hails from Limpopo, but matriculated in Atteridgeville in Pretoria. As a youngster, he was nicknamed because of his soccer prowess. Sworn in at Tuinhuis in Cape Town last night by Chief Justice Raymond Zondo, SA's first Minister of Electricity, now arguably holds Cabinet's most demanding job, and we wish him the very best of luck for future successes. We are behind you, sir, and you definitely seem like the right man for the job. Well, you can ponder that as we ponder the sport with Ryan.
Thank you so much, G. Yes, it's time to look at all the latest when it comes to sporting action, but reporting first from local news and soccer, especially in our country now. The South African football community was mourning on Tuesday following the sudden death of Richards Bay Premier League star and Soccer League star Siphamandla Mtholo. Now, Mtholo's club confirmed that he had died suddenly and tragically after collapsing during a training session earlier in the day. Now, the PSL, meanwhile, confirmed that a moment of silence would be observed at all upcoming Nedbank Cup and Diski Challenge fixtures this week. Our condolences definitely go out to the family, but for now, though, it's time to carry on and look at the rest of the sporting action. And carrying on with soccer news, Chelsea last night kept their season alive by beating Borussia Dortmund 2-0 at Stamford Bridge to progress to quarterfinals of the Champions League, 2-1 on aggregate. Now, this taking place on Tuesday night. Now, Raheem Sterling and Kai Havertz, with a twice-taken penalty, got the goals as the Blues relieved the pressure on manager Graham Potter. Now, Chelsea had won just 3 of their previous 16 matches to fall to 10th in the Premier League and bow out early of both domestic cups. They will, however, be joined by Benfica after the Portuguese side thrashed shell-shock club Bruges 5-1 to knock them out of the Champions League and reach the quarterfinals 7-1 on aggregate. Well, moving over to more sporting action, and now for some rugby news. The Vodacom Bulls have secured their services of their Springbok star Kurt Lee Arendse for another 3 years. Now, this after the winger signed until June 2026. Now, Arendse has played 31 times for the Bulls in all competitions and is likely to play many more after this decision. Now, in his time at the Bulls, he has won a Super Rugby Unlocked and the Currie Cup winning medal, while also making the final of the United Rugby Championship. Now, moving over to tennis action, the WTA Tour has announced a strategic partnership with CVC Capital Partners, which will see the private equity firm invest $150 million into women's tennis. Now, in return, CVC will take a 20% stake in a newly created company with the working title of WTA Ventures. Now, the WTA will retain full regulatory and sporting responsibility. The investment in the women's game is much needed, with prize money continuing to lag behind the men's ATP Tour. Well, for now, though, this is all the sporting action that we have for you. It's time to head back to G-Man, and he's got the latest when it comes to weather.
Thanks so much. Well, let's start with some weather news first. And as dam levels continue to decline due to the drought in Nelson Mandela Bay, the Metro has now urged people to reduce their water consumption as the combined dam levels are now below 12%. And the water supply system continues to be strained as a result. The city reported that as of the 1st of March, the daily consumption was 272 million litres, far above the daily target of 230 million litres. The Metro has since issued an urgent notice advising consumers to boil their tap water. Please boil your tap water before drinking or preparing and cooking food with it or giving it to drink. So please keep that in mind. The notice also says that the addition of unblended groundwater into the reticulation system, of low dam levels, the fluctuating reservoir levels have all led to constant change in water quality, and they are struggling to manage it. The Metro says that change of quality relates to chemical parameters and is not bacteriological from that perspective, at least. The Metro will continue to convey water or convoy water in tankers to areas with compromised water supply. But please, just stay safe out there. Boil your water before drinking it. Now, for our first sunrise update this morning, we've got some absolute crackers. Thank you so much from Poppy Swart. Look at the composition of that one, showing off a peachy view of the sun glimmering over the ocean. That's down in the south coast. And Kabelo from Lesotho shared a stunning view, looking at the hills whilst out enjoying the beautiful breeze in the morning. And Karen from the Bluff captured a show-stopping view before stepping down onto the soft beach sand. Hope that was a beautiful walk. And then we've got Akila in Chakalaka showcasing orange tones blazing out in the distance before she heads out to work. Have an amazing day out there. Thank you so much. Keep those sunrise views coming. 0634088863. Right, new day, new temperatures. Let's see what we have in store for you in your neck of the woods. Starting in Polokwane, your low 16, going up to 29 degrees. And Mbombela, 18 and 29. Pretoria, slight chance of rain, and your temperatures ranging between 17 and 30 degrees. Johannesburg, 16 and 28. Mahikeng, your low 16, going up to 30. Similarly, in Klerksdorp, 15 and 30 your range for the day. Kimberley, 11 is your minimum, going up to 33 degrees. Bloem ranging between 10 and 27. Richards Bay, 21 and 31 degrees. Warming up in Pietermaritzburg, your low 19, going up to a max of 33. Durbs ranging between 23 and 29. Mthatha, 17 and 33 degrees. The hot weather continues into East London. 18 is your low, going up to 32 degrees. Slight chance of rain there as well. In Craddock, your low 10 going up to 31. Chakalaka, 16 is your low, going up to 26. Down in George, 15 is your minimum, going up to 26 degrees. Cape Town, ranging between 16 and 20. Worcester, 12 and 25. Then moving to Sutherland, your low 7 going up to 20. And then a moderate day by Uppington's normal standards. 0 chance of rain, 14 your low, going up to a high of 31 degrees. Still pretty hot out there, so just be careful over those peak hours and stay hydrated. But most importantly today, celebrate the woman in your life.
Yes, of course, it's time to carry on celebrating. Where have you been, Mzansi? It's International Women's Day, and that's what's happening this morning. We are having a quote from our First Lady all the way up in the States, and this is something that I think is so pertinent for today. And the quote goes a little bit like this.
Well, let's see on your screen right now. We learned about gratitude and humility, that so many people had a hand in our success, from the teachers who inspired us to the janitors who kept our schools clean, and we were taught to value everyone's contribution and treat everyone with respect. Of course, that is a powerful quote from former First Lady Michelle Obama.
Definitely, indeed. And so pertinent today as we obviously celebrate Women's Day. And I think for everybody, this is a mantra that we should be taking with us, not just today, but for the entire year. Let's do it, Mzansi.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Ooh, we are pumped.
yes.
I'm buzzing here. He's vibrating. He's so excited. We are here for today. Why? Because we understand what sport can do. It is undoubtedly one of the most powerful platforms for promoting gender equality and empowering women and girls in the most practical way. However, sport, like many other industries, is still falling far short in many areas. I think we know this, especially when it comes to the pay gap at both professional and non-professional settings. In fact, throughout that entire ecosystem.
Couldn't agree more. Now, one of the stories that have caught the public in recent weeks is the Canadian women's football team and their dispute with the Federation about budget cuts and compromised preparation ahead of the upcoming World Cup. So, a lot to chat about, but we've got some specialists here. This morning, the topic of discussion is going to be discussed with these professionals. Yes, we've got Natasha Peterson, who worked on the FIFA World Cup in Qatar, as well as the Women's T20 World Cup, and we've also involved the upcoming Drift City event next weekend. And then joining us, Malika Daniels, who is a drift driver. Yes, we've got two pros in the house, two inspirational women. Firstly, how are you doing this morning?
Yeah, we're good.
Very
We're
well,
excited to
thank
be here, I think, yeah.
Lekker.
Because this is the bottom line. You need to be seen on TV, okay, to have fans, to be able to generate income in sport. This is what we know this. We need, and it's a flow that works both ways, okay? It feels like, from my perspective, that we've made some big steps. This last year even, maybe in the last 6 months. But we need to kind of be sprinting, not walking in this race to bring it back to that place. You've had a front row seat to everything pretty much that's been going on in the world of sports. Tough job. Set the scene for us. In your heart, how do you feel about the landscape that you're working in when it comes to equality for women?
So I think that there are big shoes to fill. I think that there have been some pioneers in the industry, both on the field of play and in the background administratively and so on. And I think what's great about 2023 and my involvement in some of these projects is that 2023 has been dubbed the Year of the Women, right?
Yeah.
Because South Africa has just successfully hosted the the T20 World Cup, and we're about to host the Women's Netball World Cup. And at the similar time in the world, there's the FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah.
So it's the right time to be having this conversation. And maybe if you had asked me these questions 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have had a very different take on it. But right now, I've literally come from spending 8 months in Qatar. I was the venue logistics manager at Lusail Stadium, which was the biggest stadium in Qatar.
It's the epicenter, really? Hey?
It was the epicenter of everything. We hosted 10 games, including the final game and the closing ceremony. I arrived home on the Friday, and then the following Monday, I went straight into the ICC T20 World Cup. And now we're getting ready to host Drift City next week. So working on these projects as a woman in a role that is not necessarily defined as a woman's role. So working in logistics is hardcore. You're working out schedules of deliveries, you're working with truck drivers, you're working with the warehouse guys.
In a part of the world.
In a part of the world where it's 53 degrees in the shade, and where essentially it's a male-dominated Muslim faith-run country. And so the adjustment and the ability to adapt in that environment takes some hard work. But again, I was ready for it now. I might not have been ready for this 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And so it's exciting. I mean, Malika and I know each other for a very long time. And so to see how our journeys have now evolved as moms, as women involved in sport, Malika on the field of play and doing all the cool drifting
Don't lie,
stuff.
you're the one hanging out the passenger windows. That's how you guys know each other.
I can't lie.
Malika, maybe I can ask you this, because obviously, I mean, readjusting, adapting is something you've been forced to do in a male-dominated industry, sport. It's been branded as this, but yet I've seen some women in our country, someone like you especially, really, really dominating, really inspiring, and really holding your own in that space. It's never a question of your skill, actually, when you see how well you drive. It's more about, where have the women been in the sport? How's it been for you? Has it been more of a, I'm all alone in this? Or is it something that was like, I need to get involved in this and dominate for women? What was the concept?
Is there an agenda? Yeah.
Not actually. I've always been supported by the guys, though, because I started out at about, I would say, about 10 years ago.
Oh, wow, okay.
Just by watching the guys doing practice runs in a parking lot because we never had a dedicated space.
Yeah.
And a friend of ours had this trucking or bus company, and when there was no buses in the pit, we would just go out and play. But then I was the one always just watching them, and then just one day I decided, look, this looks like something that I can do, because it was obviously just men with my team, the Drift Squad. And then I said, well, I started doing passenger rides, and they said, no, I don't want to do passenger rides anymore. I want to be the driver now. It took me quite a few runs until they said, I think you're ready to do,
Hopefully not
do it
quite a
on
few
your
cars.
own.
Just a few runs.
A few runs, no, not cars. Few runs. I mean, it took, I would say, about a year to actually do what I wanted to do, because there's a difference between spinning and drifting. Spinning is like, you know, throwing your car around, going and getting into the box, and whereas drifting is taking your car forward, but also taking it sideways.
It's called
on
bending
high
the
speed.
laws of physics, I think is the term you're looking for.
Something like that.
I want to put it to both of you, and especially you, because I understand the dynamic here in terms of pay versus visibility in terms of what you're bringing in through television. And I feel like this is going to be a bit of a battleground. Do we need more men to watch women's sport to justify bigger pay on TV in terms of rights? Or do we need more women to be watching drifting and football and traditionally non-female followed sports? You're going to save the world with that answer in just a moment. I know the whole female sporting fraternity that's about to go pro is ready to answer that one. But we'd love to hear from you. 063-408-8863. Which sports hold the key for representation for women in sport? Where can we eradicate that disparity and give women the platform that they deserve? You're doing it already, I suppose.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen. Well, listen, Afro-Italian, that perfectly describes a community that exists throughout Mzansi. And there are people who love all things centered around Italian culture and even go as far as identifying as Amataliano. Now, Chef Mbombi is sparking the Amataliano in you with a Fatties and Moni's boerewors meatballs pasta with a tomato smoor base. I feel like you have to say a smoorkie. And it is a delicious representation when Afro meets Italian. Chef, it's so great to have you here.
Thank you.
And I love the merging of cultures that's taking place, because this has been our kind of cooking from the get-go.
110%. I mean, where we all come from, I think we had to really take pasta and interpret it in our own understanding. And as pasta being an Italian dish that is heritage to them, how about, we thought, how about we add the Afro part, which is basically us?
That is, and we're doing that through our boerewors, which I feel like is a South African staple in the culinary world. And boerewors, we're going to be turning it into meatballs.
Yes. So we basically going to remove the boerewors from the casing.
Okay.
And we're going to turn that into meatballs. And what's the best meat to use besides, the boerewors, because it's, as you've said, it's culture.
It is culture. So, Chef, I'm seeing some beautiful ingredients in front of me. So, tomato, onion, garlic. What would you like me to do with it?
So, we'll start over that side. So what we're going to do is we have tomatoes, and you can half them, quarter them, and we have onions.
I'm just putting it all on the baking sheet.
Yeah, so we're placing it on a baking sheet, and we're going to roast these for 15 to 20 minutes. A bit of oil.
A little bit of olive oil.
Depends
I feel
on
like chefs have
a way to...
you've got the right way of doing it. May I add the garlic?
Garlic, please. Yeah.
Fantastic. And we're finishing it off with some fresh thyme.
Yeah.
So this will go into the oven.
Yes.
We'll soften up.
Yeah. So we're gonna roast that. This is an alternative to making a sauce with a blender.
Okay.
Right? And obviously you can chop this up and you do it over a pan, but we just chose to basically throw it in the oven.
So when it comes out, it will look like this.
110%. So we're gonna throw that in there.
Okay. I'll take care of this for you.
And we're gonna blend.
Okay. So now, how are we going to personalize our meatballs? Because I know boerewors naturally has already some flavor packed into it.
Sure.
But how are you going to put the Chef Mbombi twist onto it?
So over here we have a couple of stuff. because there are basically flavors that they've put inside those meatballs. And what we're gonna do is we're going to take just a spoon of flour, just for that binding agent. Onions. And we're gonna use parsley in there. Garlic.
Oh, great flavors.
Building up, right? 1 egg for the binding agent as well. And we're gonna mix this up, right?
Okay.
And once we've mixed it up, what we're gonna have is meatballs. I'm just gonna...
Fantastic.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is take it into a pan, transfer this to a pan. So this is the stock. We just control the consistency with this.
Fantastic.
Tomato.
Some tomato paste. And of course, our hero to go with our boerewors meatballs is our Fatties and Monies Bellissimo range. It is guaranteed quality Italian-inspired pasta, and the spaghetti bucatini, I have to say, is my favorite. It is the perfect choice for nearly any sauce, and it can be baked in a casserole or even stir-fried dishes. Its versatility is just one of the attributes that makes the bucatini a crowd favorite. Now, you also have the option of pan frying or even air frying your meatballs. It's all up to your preference. Chef is going to pan fry it for us. But Chef, I see you adding some spices there. Is it just some seasoning? So
this is just seasoning, just to control the consistency and just to add more flavor. Obviously, as we've blended there, we have flavors, thyme flavor, and we're just gonna finish this off by adding salt and pepper, a bit of sugar, because tomato can tend to be a bit sourish.
Okay.
And we're gonna add it. We're gonna finish it off with basil herbs.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Chef, this recipe is coming together so beautifully.
Yeah.
While you finish it off for us, we've got some exciting news that we want to share with you. Now, if you truly love your pasta and you're proudly Amataliano, then show it in the hashtag Fatties and Monies Wednesday challenge. Now, this is a little challenge that we've posed for you, because from today, the 8th of March until the 29th of March, 4 viewers stand a chance to each win a brand new NutriBullet plus a Fatties and Monies hamper to the value of 500 Rand by cooking your favorite Afro-Italian pasta dish, then posting a pic and including your pack of Fatties and Monies on the Expresso Facebook competition post. You can do that there or on your Instagram page. Don't forget to follow and tag at fatties_and_monies using that hashtag Fatties and Monies Wednesday. The competition will close on the 29th of March. There are T's and C's that can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. Good luck to you, and hopefully Chef Mbombi gave you all the inspiration you need for today. Chef, now that our meatballs are coated in that delicious tomato sauce that we've made, are you someone that likes to combine your pasta into your sauce, or do you prefer to serve this on top of the pasta?
I think, personally, the meat has to be on top.
Okay.
Obviously, I think other people just enjoy it differently. It's more flavor, but I just want to separate the flavors from the pasta and the sauce that we've made, because sometimes it becomes one if you basically put it in there and you can just...
You want to make sure people know this is a Chef Mbombi dish. There we go.
110%.
Well, Chef, thank you for joining us today. It's been an incredible Fatties and Monies Wednesday. And of course, don't forget about that challenge. Good luck. Get your entries in.
This is nothing. This is just who we are.
Alfredo! Dai, Alfredo.
We date Italian.
Florence.
We drive Italian. Living la dolce vita. And now you can see, that's what it is. Gatle, gatle. We're Italian.
Perfect.
That's why I was pizza. I'm Italiano. And we always eat Italian. Every day. Fatties and Monies. Bravo to you.
and are finding your
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back, you beauties. We love, I wish we had a camera in your house so we could see your faces every morning. We love you that much. In fact, we love you so much that we have been doing our utmost, and I use the term we lightly, more him than anyone else, trying to help you unlock that extra special potential, that 100%. And Crush is bringing you another episode of Unlock Your 100% on SABC tonight at SABC2 at 7:30. And of course, this guy is going on the most amazing journey to help you unlock your 100% and live your full potential. What's on the cards, my friend?
What's on the cards? Listen to this. Now, Crush is still making dreams come true across the country, and one of the lucky entrants to unlock their 100% is Isaac Banda, all the way from Vamansal. It's a little place in South Africa.
That I'd never heard of, seen, which is awesome.
And it's so cool because we're literally finding people from all over the country now. It's time to find out how he gains strength to change his lifestyle through fitness. It's so epic. Check it out.
Crush is bringing you another exciting episode of Unlock Your 100% tonight on SABC2 at 7:30. Ryle will be taking us through a journey to help us unlock our 100% and live out our full potential. Now, we know that Crush has been making dreams come true across the country, and one of the lucky entrants to unlock their 100% is Isaac Banda from Vamansal. Isaac, good to see you again. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for coming. It's a pleasure seeing you again.
I can't wait to see your episode of Unlock Your 100%. But before Clover Crush came knocking on your door, tell us about, the journey of gaining the strength and changing your lifestyle to unlock your dreams.
I was in a dark place. I was depressed. I wasn't happy with myself. I drank a lot and I gained a lot of weight. But then a time came when I looked at myself and I saw that, this is not who I am. And I decided to take action, and I lost a lot of weight. And in doing that, I inspired a lot of people. So people started coming to me and, feeling inspired and seeing what I had accomplished and asking me for tips. Little did they know that I myself didn't really know much about what I was doing. But yeah, so that was my first experience with fitness and achieving something very powerful, if I can call it that.
And incredibly so, because now you can share your story with the rest of Umzansi with Unlock Your 100%. Tell us about that experience. What part of it did you enjoy the most?
Besides the access to Crush Juice every day, I enjoyed the fact that everybody on set just had a good vibe, just had a good energy about themselves. And I just found myself learning from everybody, Ryle was there for me, Grant, my mentor, Z Fitness Junkie was also there for me. So I was really happy with everybody who was there, and I just pulled everything from everybody who was there.
Oh, I love that. Ryle, Grant, Z are all incredible personalities and who are well versed, you know, in the craft of fitness. From your personal experience, together with learning from all three of them, what are some of the fundamental lessons have you learned?
I've learned to accept myself. Most importantly, I've learned to accept circumstances. I've learned to accept that there's only so much that I can control. And having come from, you know, what I was going through before Crash came through, I realized that, you know, looking back, I could have asked for you guys to come at a later stage. I could have asked for Crash to not come because I wasn't looking my best, I wasn't feeling my best. But then I saw an opportunity there. I saw that, you know what, maybe this is how, you know, I'm supposed to come out to the world. Maybe this will help inspire a lot of people, because when they look at where I am, that they can easily relate. But the most important thing there was that I wasn't just going to come out and say, hey, this is Isaac. I was also going to take them through my journey to gaining my strength back and just accomplishing fitness again.
What you just said is so important, because a lot of inspiration is drawn from relatability, and you have taken people into this journey, into your personal life, to achieve and unlock your 100%. Now, with all of this experience that you have gone through, where do you see this career take you in life?
If I could just have one or two people walk up to me and say, hey, Isaac, I used to watch your content on YouTube. I also watched your episode on Crash, Unlock Your 100%, and seeing you go through what you went through and seeing you achieve this thing really motivated me and showed me that I myself am capable. If I could just get just that one person. I know being a YouTuber, views, you know, subscriber counts, all these things, they matter, but for me, it's just that impact that matters the most for me.
Now, I heard through the grapevine that you make a very, very good health smoothie, and you've also touched on the fact that you had unlimited Crush earlier on. Take us through some of the ingredients. What do we need to make this health smoothie?
The smoothie, you know, I think it's an all-rounder. The aim with it was to ensure that in as much as we train taking care of the outside, and with this smoothie, we are also taking care of the inside. As you see with the ingredients, you know, with the turmeric, to ensure that your arteries are not clogged, that your heart is pumping as much blood as it should, and that the blood is traveling to the places where it's needed most. So the smoothie is just an all-round immune booster.
Not only is it healthy, but it's also refreshing. Are you available as a personal trainer now, and how can people contact you?
I still am a personal trainer. And people can reach out to me via the DMs on Instagram. Just reach out to me and we'll take it from there.
Absolutely love that. Thank you once again, Isaac, for having us in your home. I cannot wait to see the episode tonight.
I hope so. Thank you for coming again.
Now you at home have the chance of winning a queen-size Edblow bed valued at 10,000 rands to help you unlock your dreams. To enter is very simple. Make sure to catch the show tonight on SABC2 at 7:30 and comment on the competition post on the Clover Crush social media pages, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and tell us how winning this prize can help you unlock your 100%. Don't forget to use the hashtag Crush. The competition closes on the 19th of March 2023 at midnight, and T's and C's do apply and can be found on clover.co.za. Good luck.
Thank you, Kukle. And Isaac Banda, I cannot wait to see your journey tonight. Gee, it is absolutely incredible.
When the student becomes the master. I love it. I absolutely love it. The best part of our lives in this career is being there for that moment of becoming, to be there to witness and maybe in some part be a part of someone's journey. Yeah, it is an honor, and you get to be a part of that. A front row seat tonight, 7:30 on SABC2. Done, man. Done.
It's The Crush. Unlock your 100% TV show. Catch all the excitement as we unlock Crush fans' full potential to live their dreams. Watch the show on SABC2 starting on the 1st of February every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Plus, you stand a chance to win your share of thousands of prizes. Simply buy any Crush and follow the pack for entry details. Crush. 100% goodness.
story from Isaac Banda. Now, if you want to build muscle and improve power and endurance, resistant bands will probably be your best friends because it's some of the best strength training equipment you can use. And here to take us through a core and legs routine this International Women's Day, using these bands is fitness instructor Natalie Daniels. Fit Moms is here.
Good morning. Hi, Zoe. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Thank you so much.
I've fitted the pink memo
Yes, there we
today
go.
for International Women's Day, and of course, Fit Moms is all about that hot pink.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, Zoe, you said core and resistance, bands, and all of that. I don't know, most of us, we probably don't like that two words together.
No, we don't.
But this is going to be your best friend. So I'm going to show you quickly what we're going to have. You're going to just literally put the band under your feet. So we're going to have our muso DJ in the house, rock us with some music.
Okay.
And what I want you to think of is almost think like you've got this invisible zip. So literally pull everything in, pulling in, pelvic floor is lifted, and activating the core. And I think that's what a lot of when we exercise, we actually forget to activate the core. So as we're doing everything, what do we need to do?
Activate the core.
Macy. So where's that music going? All we're going to do, I want you to pull it in, and you're going to lift and extend those arms up. You're giving me a nice relaxed shoulder. Good. 4 more, and bring it up. Oh, you're feeling that burn. It's literally working into the lower back. Remember, when we're working the core, we're also strengthening lower back, because that's where most of the tension sits. So don't take the tension out on the back. Take it out on the band. Take it out. Okay, 4 more. Give me. And 3. Good girl. Pull it in. And as you lift up, I want you to think of tighten that core. And give me 1 more, just because you can. Oh, breathe and release. Good girl. Where did you feel that?
I felt it.
I
felt it around here.
There we go. The next one we're going to do is, I like to call it the peekaboo.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you quickly from this angle. So you're going to go peekaboo.
Ah, so you're playing with the baba and a blanket.
Feel the resistance, you know?
Okay.
So work it out. We're good. We're going to do 8 of those. So all you're going to do, let's go and squat into it, and 8. Bring it up. Good girl. And 7. You can speed it up if you want to. And 6. It's feeling those shoulders. But I know, I'm sorry. 5. What's our count now?
You're 5?
Here we go. 4. We usually, as instructors, we forget. 4 more. Good girl. I know. 3. Oh, what's after 3? 2. Last one. Good girl. And 1. Beautiful. So we've worked arms, and we literally activated the core.
And
the next one, which I know we all hate, is leg day. And usually the next day, you're like walking like a giraffe gone wrong. So we're going to go bend.
We're doubling it up.
Yes, we're doubling it up.
And the cool thing about resistance bands is it's also you get ones that are tighter in resistance.
Yes.
You get some that's looser, which naturally makes your workout a bit easier.
There we go. Okay, so now we're going to go with the leg. Okay, this one, nice hip width apart. And all you're going to do, you're going to lift the one leg, and you're literally going to feel that in your glutes. Hold that balance. Where are we doing? Activating that core. Good girl. Okay, put your hands in front of you so you don't put extra weight on there because it's already heavy. 4 more. Ooh, leg day. And 3 more. Are we smiling?
We feel
we don't like it, but we know it's good for us. Last one. Oh, good girl. Okay, so we're going to do that quickly on the other side. Let's just do 4 on that side. And 1 and 2. Hold that core. 3. We're working legs, but we're working core. And 1. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Next
Doing
one.
it for the legs.
Put it under your feet. Okay. So I hate running, so this is the exercise. I imagine myself running. Okay, so this one's also working quads and hamstrings, and you're also gonna feel it in your core. All you're doing, knee to chest. I know. You okay?
Yes.
Breathe. Breathe. Oh, so you're alternating.
I'm
okay.
alternating.
Let's
I
go.
thought we had to.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 4 more, and
That's
3
how I run.
more, and 2 more, and 1 more. But now I'm gonna give you that challenge. You're gonna do 1 leg.
Okay.
8, 7, 6, 5. Smile, Zoe. 4. We don't like it, but we gotta do it. Girl. Other side. 4 more.
Let's do other side.
Other side. Good. Let's go. And 1. 2. Are you breathing? 3. Are you activating that core? Good girl. 6, 7, and 8. Oh. Good.
Wasn't that bad?
Wasn't so bad.
That
But where
was
did you feel
amazing.
that?
I did feel it. I felt it in the core and here in the glutes.
Yes, hammies, quads, and also lower back. So well done.
Well, Natalie, thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for showing us
Pleasure.
how easy it is to incorporate a resistance band into your workout routine. This is something you can do while on the go. This doesn't take a lot of space up in your hand luggage.
Yes.
As well as you don't need a lot of space for this type of workout, so it's also perfect to do while at home. Natalie, thank you so much. Find her at Fit Moms on Instagram. And of course, do make sure you follow all the tips that she shared with us today.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Zoe.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning, South Africa. My name's Clem Pedro. It's Wednesday, my favorite day of the week, and it's officially the coloring hotline bling! Ding, ding, ding! Now, don't lie, that was weak. That was weak, people. Okay, we're gonna do that again. The coloring hotline bling! Ding, ding, ding! That was better, right?
Fantastic.
That was amazing. Like I said, it's Wednesday. We are in the kitchen, and it's International Women's Day. Right?
Really?
So I was going to do all the cooking for you, but I thought, like, what better way just to showcase the amazing talent and ability that we have than to bring you into the kitchen and to just educate the world. Lead the young ladies out there that are hoping to become amazing bakers. And if you're wondering who I'm talking to right now, it's Sassy Bakes.
Oh, and I'm
Sassy Bakes. I said it's Sassy Bakes. Glad now they're officially with us. So very excited to have you in the kitchen.
Thank you, babe.
I said that this reminds me of, and I think I can say it reminds me of that little thing that you buy where it's got filled with the cream. Can I say the name? Like a tinky. But this is a tinky for two, and I think it's really, really amazing. I'm really into desserts that are served slightly bigger than one portion.
Yeah.
My wife and I have been popping around a lot of restaurants, and that's kind of the trend. One plate, two spoons.
There we go.
This is kind of the vibe.
It's all about sharing.
It's all about sharing. What is it?
It's a lemon and pistachio batter cake.
Fragrant, delicious, and I want to say on trend. Yes.
Very much.
Talk to me about the ingredients, because I'm not seeing a lot of them.
It's a very simple recipe, but it's so tasty. It's all about the butter and the lemon. And you know, pistachios, it always just adds that extra crunch, just what we all need.
Absolutely. And I'm not going to talk about the beautiful gilded one on the side. We'll get there, we'll get there. So where do we begin with the recipe?
So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our butter and our sugar, then adding our eggs and all the flour. Everything one go.
Hey, my kind of baking.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's simple, but yet so tasty.
What advice do you have? Because I see, I'm looking at it, and that butter looks like it's already kind of softened. What advice do you have when someone has forgotten to take it out of the fridge and now it's rock hard?
Okay, so you are allowed to pop it in the microwave. The only problem is, don't leave it in the microwave because we don't want melted butter.
No.
So what I basically do, I'll put my block of butter in and then leave it in like for 10-second increments and just move the whole block around all the time.
10 seconds, people.
There we
10
go.
seconds, not 1 minute, 10 seconds. Okay, let's kick off. Let's start. So we're going to cream the butter.
Yeah, so can you put in my sugar for me?
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Are we using caster sugar?
Work, yeah.
Caster sugar?
Yeah, go for
and
it.
Why do you use caster sugar instead of
It's just, it's finer, you know, and it makes the baking more lighter. There you go. Pop it all in, baby.
Okay, all of it.
There we go.
So, if I don't have a hand mixer, this would be quite easy then to do with like a wooden spoon
or worse.
Or worse.
Some hand power.
I think so.
So all your eggs?
I mean, that's how we were taught as well. We were in chef school. We didn't get
No!
No, we had to do it by hand.
By hand.
This was everything. Right. So while I've got this in my hand, what can I do in the meantime? I'm seeing icing sugar and lemon juice. Is that our drizzle?
Yeah, that's going to be this is going to be our glaze and our drizzle. Okay, so this is going to be our glaze first, and then our drizzle is on afterwards.
Right.
Drizzle glaze.
So what can I do for you first?
So first do that for me, my love.
And again, we got caster sugar again.
Caster sugar again.
Is that kind of your hack, how to incorporate sugar?
Okay, so while you're doing that as well, can you crack one egg at a time for me?
One egg at a time.
There we go.
While whisking and singing the national anthem.
Well,
hey, there we go. I did it, one hand. That's pretty cool. And also,
my sweetheart, in here. Okay. Can you begin a national anthem, please, baby?
I think that's why we don't get International Men's Day. I think that's why we don't get International Men's Day, because we don't listen.
You don't listen.
Men don't listen, that's why we don't get an International
Don't
Day.
worry, I'm sure that the recipe also calls for 3 eggs. So just this side.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Eh?
You know what? We do things real on the show.
Yeah. And we're just going to pretend this is a 2-in-1 egg. Everybody asking, this is a 2-in-1 egg.
Yes. Let's go.
Next one.
I mean, what would happen to this glaze now that I've added an egg to it?
That's 3. It'll be fantastic.
It will be fantastic. Don't do it.
Nice and creamy.
Don't do it. But, yeah, we're safe. Cool. There we go. Look, I was once on a show with Jeannie D, and I had a little bit of salt in the pot, and I said, add some salt, and she added the whole pot. We rolled with it.
No, definitely. Who doesn't love salt? I love salt.
Love salt. Okay, cool. So this is our beautiful glaze.
Okay, then in with the flour, my darling.
Here we go. The flour goes into where the eggs and the butter have been.
That's it, because we're not making a flour glaze.
No.
It's an actual cake.
No. Can we make this cake in advance, or would you like... sorry, the batter.
You know what? You can make anything in advance.
Yeah.
Because it's just so much better. It tastes amazing.
And I'm also guessing...
And also, do you know, a cake also needs to, the moment it rests in all the flavor, you know that.
Especially because we're using a drizzle, so you really want to hydrate that cake with that lemon drizzle, get the flavor really in.
There we go. So now in with our milk, our lemon juice, our zest.
Tell me about the pistachios.
Where is our pistachio?
I'm looking at the end and I'm seeing it over there. Do you need them chopped real? I'm moving.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna actually bring this to my side. Pistachios, and we don't need to toast them, or do we? Should we toast the pistachios?
It was supposed to be toasted.
Yeah, so, and that's a great way to bring out flavor. So these have been...
But for now, can we just fake it till we make it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There we go.
These have been lightly toasted. I can still feel they're still slightly warm. So giving them a rough chop. And I mean, if you blitz this up, a little bit of it, that little slight green hue.
So what I do, I usually roast it, even if you want to roast it in a pan, just so it's easier. Because not everybody wants to put it in a tray and put it in the oven, so just roast it in a pan.
I mean, putting on an oven just for one thing. No.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, those look amazing. And I guess you get that beautiful green hue, a little bit of that. You do get a beautiful aromatic scent from pistachios, and I love it. Almost makes you feel very what's the word I'm trying to think about? When we, I don't want to say Middle Eastern because it's not, but when we start adding flavors like pistachio.
And rose water.
And rose water.
You know, and a bit of cardamom. I love, that's my flavor.
That's
my go-to.
amazing. That sounds amazing. So very simple. I love this recipe. Again, like I said, when I do bake, I prefer having simpler recipes.
Yeah.
And this is one that is like...
And also, if you want to pass on a recipe to someone, you don't want to make it too complicated.
No.
Because the moment you see a recipe has like 10 elements to it.
You're out.
Eh? I'm done.
Me too.
I'm done.
Me too. Okay, so that bakes off to this beautiful little loaf shape.
There.
When it comes out, that's when we hit it with our icing sugar and lemon juice. Let that soak in.
Once it's nice and hot. So it
Hot.
comes out,
Okay.
let it rest for like 2-3 minutes. Take it out. I usually poke some nice holes in it. Pour my glaze over it, and then my syrup over it, and then afterwards, when it gets nice and cold, put half an hour with my glaze.
Let's save that magic for part 2. So in South Africa, if you have any questions for myself or Sassy Bakes on anything baking, let us know on WhatsApp. That number is 063-408-8863. We are not done. We'll be back for part 2.
Thank you.
Join the bank that's best for your money. Nedbank. See money differently.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on S3, and we are injecting all that feel-good because look at these cool ladies that we have in studio. It is also International Women's Day, and before things get too noisy and exciting, let's quickly catch up with those morning headlines.
Oh, yes, it's getting wild out here, but for now, though, it's almost on the hour. It is time to commence with our official duties. And starting on national news headlines, the Minister of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development, Toko Didiza, says the electricity state of disaster regulations gives effect to measure that will allow agriculture to operate. Now, Didiza says the government is also looking to support farmers who wish to produce their own alternative energy through blended finance mechanisms. Now, the minister also says she has been engaging with Eskom to seek short-term interventions that can be applied to avoid the risk of food insecurity in the country. Well, sticking to national headlines, Mineral Resources and Energy Minister Gwede Mantashe says one of the main priorities of the new Minister of Electricity, Josienso Ramakgopa, will be to pay attention to power generation at various power stations that are not performing optimally. Now, President Cyril Ramaphosa announced last night that Ramakgopa is the new Minister of Electricity with special powers to end the load-shedding crisis. Now, Mantashe was speaking at the Energy Indaba in Cape Town, and he said Ramakgopa's department would now also be responsible for obtaining emergency electricity. Well, from our national news headlines, we head over to international news. Now, North Korea has said that any move to shoot down one of its test missiles would be considered a declaration of war and blamed a joint military exercise between the United States and South Korea for growing tensions. Now, North Korea warned that Pyongyang would see it as a, and quote, declaration of war if the US took military action against the North's strategic weapons test. Now, the US and its allies have never shot down North Korean ballistic missiles, which are banned by the UN Security Council. Well, sticking to our headlines now, Eswatini Prime Minister Cleophas Dlamini said in Taipei on Monday that his country remains committed to diplomatic relations with Taiwan and is opposed to any sort of bullying or aggression against Taiwan. Now, quote coming through saying the people of Taiwan should be governed within Taiwan by a government they elect themselves in fair and free elections, unquote. Now, Dlamini said this during a meeting with President Tsai Ing-wen. Now, Eswatini is the only African state and one of 14 countries worldwide that maintain diplomatic relations with Taiwan, which China regards as a breakaway province. Well, carrying on with our new headlines and something more fitting for International Women's Day. Today, obviously being International Women's Day, we thought we would the following item would tone in well with this important event. Now, it concerns Ofense Pitse, an architect and the first black female orchestra conductor on the African continent. Now, being a conductor is calling that has given her life purpose and meaning. Now, she's a creative visionary with a sincere desire to showcase the work of black African composers. Now, she's also a founder of Anchored Sound, the first ever fully black-owned and operated orchestra in Africa. Now, born in Pretoria to family that was active in the Salvation Army, was where she first learned to play the English horn, the trumpet, the flugelhorn, and the cornet. Now, in time, she expanded her repertoire from gospel music into classical and then onto jazz. Now, today, Ofense works as an architect, pursuing an artistic vision for African spaces, but also plays a central role at Anchored Sound, which now boasts an impressive 40-piece orchestra, alongside a 25-person strong choir. Definitely fitting stuff indeed as we celebrate International Women's Day. For now, though, it's time to carry on the headlines and check out the latest when it comes to sport. Here's the G-Man.
Thank you so much, Wael. Unfortunately, we start on the most tragic note this morning. The South African footballing community is mourning after yesterday following the sudden death of Richards Bay Premier Soccer League star Sipamandla Mtholo. Mtholo's club confirmed that he had died suddenly and tragically after collapsing during a training session earlier on that day. The PSL, meanwhile, has now confirmed that a moment of silence would be observed at all upcoming Nedbank Cup and Diski Challenge fixtures. This week, we know that he had a legion of fans. Our love is connected directly to you, but to especially his family and his close circle. You are in our prayers. Staying with footballing news, we now head a little further afield where Chelsea have kept their season alive by beating Borussia Dortmund 2-0 at Stamford Bridge to progress to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and that's 2-1 on aggregate last night. Raheem Sterling and Kai Havertz, with a twice-taken penalty, got the goals as the Blues relieved that pressure on manager Graham Potter. Just to put it in perspective, Chelsea have won just 3 of their previous 16 matches and have now fallen to 10th in the Premier League as a result and barred early of both domestic cups as well. So it's been a tough one. They'll be joined by Benfica after the Portuguese side thrashed shell-shocked club Brugge 5-1 to knock them out of the Champions League, and of course reach the quarterfinals on a very healthy 7-1 aggregate. Then on to rugby. Some good news. Up north, the Vodacom Bulls have secured the services of their Springbok star Kurt Lee Arendse for another 3 years. That was after the winger signed until June of 2026. Arendse has played 31 times for the Bulls in all competitions and has made his mark. He's likely to play many more after this decision. In his time at the Bulls, he has won a Super Rugby Unlocked and Currie Cup winning medal, while also making the final of the United Rugby Championship. Then we turn to tennis. The WTA Tour has announced a strategic partnership with CVC Capital Partners, which will see the private equity firm invest $150 million into women's tennis. In return, CVC will take a 20% stake in a newly created company with the working title of WTA Ventures. We love the sound of that. The WTA will retain full regulatory and sporting responsibility, though. An investment in the women's game is much needed, with prize money continuing to lag behind the men's ATP Tour, but I think industry around women in sport in general, and this is a major step forward. So on International Women's Day, the perfect sign-off. Now, we are about to send you off to work, so let's hope the roads are looking good. Let's get you there safely with Zoe.
Thank you, Graham. And we start off with your traffic in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal. There's protest action in front of Hillcrest Hospital due to the Nihawu strike. Please avoid this area this morning. Moving to Germiston in Johannesburg, there's been a multi-vehicle accident on the N12 westbound. It's at the Kalulis interchange. That right lane's been affected. Please add extra travel time to your morning. Well, that's where we leave your traffic. Let's take another look at your weather. And a weather update. Freddie has wreaked havoc in southern Africa and is predicted to be the longest-lived tropical cyclone in history, with the highest accumulated energy of any cyclone in the southern hemisphere. It's presently termed a tropical storm, but is expected to gain strength to become a cyclone once more. At least 10 people have lost their lives due to Freddie in Mozambique, and that's according to the UN, thereby contradicting earlier reports by Mozambican authorities that there had been no loss of life. In the same announcement, the UN Humanitarian Affairs Agency, OCHA, confirmed the deaths of 11 people in nearby Madagascar, where some 3,300 homes were destroyed on Sunday when Freddie returned to batter the island. Freddie could hit central and northern Mozambique again this week, according to weather forecasts. It has crossed almost the entire Indian Ocean from the coast of Indonesia to southern Africa. Our thoughts and prayers are certainly with all of those affected by Freddie. Well, it's 7 a.m. Let's take another look at those sunrise views. First up is Adrian Witboy from Durbanville, sharing another blissful view from pretty flowers to hues in the sky. Famida, out in Westville, snapped this brilliant pink view from her balcony. Isn't this just absolutely lovely? Then Gino sent in a photo from his back garden of the fully fluffy clouds in Bloemfontein. And last up, we have Melissa Edwards showcasing warm reds glowing up the sky, bringing a positive start to the day. Well, if you have a sunrise view to share with us, please do so on our WhatsApp line. Let's get into today's temperatures. Your low is 16, your high 29. Mbombela 18 with a high of 29. If you're in Pretoria, 17 is your low, 30 your high. Johannesburg 16 with a high of 28. Mahikeng 1630, Klerksdorp 1530. If you're in Kimberley, a low of 11 and a high of 33 can be expected. Bloemfontein 1027, Richards Bay 21 with a high of 31. Pietermaritzburg 1933, Pietermaritzburg, Durban, your low is 23, your high 29. If you're in Mthatha, 17 is your low, 33 your high. East London 1832, Cradock 1031, Gqeberha 1626. George, expect some rain, 15 is your low, 26 your high. Cape Town 16 with a high of 20. Worcester 12 reaching a high of 25. Sutherland 7 with a high of 20. And Uppington, your low for today is 14, your high 31 degrees Celsius. Well, send us a WhatsApp with those sunrise views. Our number is 063 408 8863.
Yeah, absolutely loving those sunrise views. Thank you so much, Mzansi. For now, though, it's time to carry on celebrating incredible women. So pay attention right now. Yes, we're turning our attention to Skate Smiles Club. Now, it was founded by Olympic skateboarder Melissa Williams, a.k.a. Susie Snakes. Now, she's been supporting women in skateboarding in South Africa since 2018. And Melissa says it isn't an official club, but it's more a fun community for like-minded people who want to skate and smile. This sounds pretty cool. Now, she's joining us to tell us more about about it alongside two of her friends, skateboarders, artists as well. We've got Romy Flowers and Klochi Ndlovu. How are we doing firstly, ladies? You all good?
Good.
We're looking cool, we're looking the part. Looks like you've been shredding somewhere and just rolled in here and been like, what's up, Mzansi? Look, I love the fact that you're obviously celebrating. It's International Women's Day. Melissa, maybe I can ask you, where did this whole inception for the club even start? I mean, you've been representing our country, you've been representing women on the big stage. You are an Olympian as well. You've invested a lot into skateboarding in this community, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, I was kind of the only girl that I knew of. So at the Shred, they started doing a girls' skate nights, and a few, there was like 10 girls from Boerkop going. And when I saw this, I was like, this is amazing for the girls to be able to have a place where they can come and meet other girls. And so I just got involved there. And with the sports of vans, we were able to get like transport for more girls and boards for girls. And yeah, it just kind of grew from there. And I met all these amazing people, and lots of friends came, and now there's like 60, 70 girls coming every month. So, yeah, that's the whole skate club, Skate Smiles Club idea, is just to get girls together, meeting each other.
Was that the concept? Was that the idea, just to like create a community to link up, or was there like another agenda behind that?
No, I mean, in the beginning, it was literally just like, this is cool, let's do it more and better. And then like over the last 4 years, it's just grown. And now with Skate Smiles Club, we're trying to do more. I'm thinking a lot about, how to make it fun for girls, how to get more girls like feeling happy and comfortable, racing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I like that. Romy, maybe I can ask you, you're in the club, you made the cut. What does it feel like? I mean, obviously I can imagine, just like Melissa's saying, you wouldn't necessarily think that there's a lot of women and female skateboarders out there repping the scene, but yet you find this community of like-minded individuals. Surely you're celebrating.
I do. I mean, if you were to tell me about 10 years ago that I would be sitting on Expresso talking about female skateboarding, I would have thought you were joking. Because like I only picked up a board like 4 years ago.
Oh, wow,
and,
okay.
I mean, I made most of my closest friends in this community. So, I mean, as a female, when you, like even with Mal, even with myself, I was 26 years old when I started, and there were no girls at the park. So I would go there at like 6 a.m. in the morning before work when there was nobody there.
Dedication,
because you don't understand the, it's kind of like the confidence when it comes to female skaters and male skaters. So to be a female alone in the park is very intimidating. So to have the Skate Smiles Club and a community of females, it's really good. It really helps you to push yourself.
Yeah.
So,
and I can imagine a lot of guys in the park will initially probably look at a female and possibly offer eyes of judgment. But when you have a crew, now you're offering, it's like, wow, check these chicks shredded up. This is really cool. So, Shlomi, maybe I can ask you, what does it mean to you, obviously being a part of a club, but also a movement like this, especially in a country like ours, where often we see women just always getting the short end of any situation. What's it like seeing this community grow, and why do you think it's so important in our country?
I mean, as Romy said, usually for most of us, when we started skating, you go to the skate park alone. Because you don't know any other girl skaters. You don't know guys. Yeah, it's very intimidating. So to have like a crew or group of skaters like who are similar with shared experiences, like it's really amazing. Like you just feel more confident, empowered, and you're just like, damn, I can do this, with my friends. Like, come on.
You can do it. You're so cool at doing it. You're doing it on live TV. I mean, come on. Doesn't get cooler than that.
It doesn't.
Romy, maybe for I think like other women out there that are watching this right now, I'm sure they're just looking at you and be like, look how cool these chicks are. I want to be a part of the crew. How do they get involved? How can they maybe get involved in skateboarding? Because let's be honest, it is an intimidating sport for males or females. It's technical. It requires a lot of dedication and time. What would your recommendation be for girls out there that maybe just want to get involved?
Just data.
Data what you must.
Data what you must. Just data. Get on a board, get yourself a board, and don't be ashamed and don't be scared. Falling is natural. It's going to happen. You have to fall. And if you conquer that bridge of embarrassment, you're cool. Just get used to falling and you'll be fine.
All right. Now, Melissa, I know you have, you've got the Shred Skate Park in Pardon Island where a lot of the females meet up. Is this where you kind of practice your skills and new moves as well? Is this like a breeding ground for creativity?
Yeah, I mean, we have a skate night there once a month, which is sponsored by Vans, so it's a girls' jam. So if you go to Skate Smiles Club on Instagram or The Shred on Instagram, you'll see the dates.
Nice.
And then we're all kind of coaching on that night. So if anyone, any age, any woman, girl, older lady, everything in between wants to come, we can teach them some basic skills and help them along.
I like that.
And we're always kind of meeting up there or at Battery Park and skating.
I mean, anyway, though, like if you see a girl struggling, I kind of just lend a helping hand.
Yeah.
Even if I'm at Battery or wherever I am. We don't just skate this parks. There's the streets too.
Yeah, there's the
So look, you guys have the boards here. It looks like you dressed the part as well. This is probably just how you kick it all the time. Can we maybe offer Mzansi some inspiration just to show them what cool chicks on boards can do? How you shred it up? Maybe you got like a trick or a skill or a tip you can share with us?
Well, we were actually just going to share like a basic introduction.
Yes, on like how to start.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
Like the
yes,
basics.
please, bring it on. And gents as well, you can also listen and pay attention here too. I think everybody can skate, but especially the women out now. Let's get into it straight away. I cannot wait.
Show stance?
Who's up first?
Okay,
and I'll
sure.
show pushing.
No problem.
Okay.
So when you first start out skating, you need to figure out if you're goofy or regular, and that's how you stand on the board.
Okay.
If you're goofy, you stand with your left foot at the back.
All right.
And then if you're regular, you're going to stand with your right foot at the back. Sorry,
okay.
my back is there.
It's kind of like surfing. I'm right-handed, but I'm goofy. That's kind of weird. Right? That's not really
Exactly.
yes.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. I
so
got
then
you.
You figure out. So most people, if you're right-footed, you're going to be regular.
Yes.
If you're left-footed, you're going to be goofy.
Yes.
And then that's how you stand on the board.
Right. So we got the stance.
Yes.
What happens after that?
Okay, so...
No, go for it. I'm just standing here.
Yeah. And well, you can do tic-tacs after I've done pushing.
Okay.
So the next thing to do is you need to learn how to push, how to have your momentum. So say I'm goofy, so my front foot is forward. So it's very important that you're pushing like with your front foot there and your back foot off and not the other way around like this. Because if you're pushing off your back foot, your balance is backwards and you're going to lose control. So it's very important. If you're right-footed, you're pushing off like this. If you're left-footed, you're pushing off like this. So it's always with the front foot. Otherwise, you're going to be totally out of control.
Hang on now, I just want to get in that position because the way I see this, you need a lot of like stability in
big
your...
time.
Do you mind if I try this out?
Go for it.
Because I'm imagining like I gym and stuff, right? But this is very different because this ground moves.
Exactly.
So you need a bit of like stability right here in the leg just to... Okay. I'm gonna leave it to the pros, right? But this is a little bit harder than I thought. You need stability, you need control, you need core power as well. But more than anything else, you want to have fun, right?
If you surf, you close.
Yeah.
So if you skate, you close to surfing too.
Maybe I should also head down to the park and come join the girls. But of course, for you, Mzansi, this is your opportunity to do exactly that. Come join like-minded people, shred it up, have some fun, and grow this incredible community. And we're celebrating women and women that are doing absolutely cool things right now. So you can find them online. You can reach out to them. They even got an email address that you can reach out to now. I think it's hello@skatesmilesclub.com. So anything skateboarding related, these are the ladies that you want to get involved with. Find them online. Thank you so much,
Thank you so
girls.
much. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. And jewelry brand Pachulik was founded in 2013 and is currently being sold across the globe in 16 countries, receiving multiple accolades, including being featured as one of Vogue Italia's top 10 jewelry brands. This brand continues to be inspired by feminine boldness and bravery. Now, Pachulik's distinctive form of handcrafted jewelry is symbolic of woman upliftment with designs that evoke far more than just the strength of women. And joining us this morning for International Women's Day is founder, co-CEO and creative director Catherine Mary Pachulik, as she takes us through how her brand aims to advance the development of women in Africa. It's so great to have you here, the mastermind behind a brand that is so well known, Pachulik. I think a lot of people, myself included, we want to pick your brain and just find out, where did Pachulik start? Because it's celebrating its 10th year.
This is correct. So it started as a hobby in 2013, and the demand for it grew it into a business. We can proudly say now we are a beautiful, strong woman team of 18, situated in our atelier just off Bree Street. And it's a really beautiful space because it houses not only where we manufacture and the operations, but you can also come and shop the brand. So it feels like a real holistic expression of who we are, like a sense of transparency, a sense of collectiveness, and really like a hub for women to come together and enjoy and explore jewelry.
And what a powerful hub. I mean, was that always the intention to be an all-woman team, or was it just a coincidence it happened that way?
So I must say that we do have 2 gentlemen.
Okay.
But we are a strong majority women. And yes, because we wanted to use the most ancient modality since the Neolithic period of jewelry to bring women together. You know, in kind of ancient times, women would gather in a circle and they would handcraft and they would tell stories from centuries, from lineages, from family members, and they would use that almost as a sense of kind of gospel. And so we like that sort of ideas to bring women all together and for them to gather and to tell and share powerful, meaningful stories.
I love that. And I love how your brand, not only behind the scenes, but it is a beautiful way of getting women to come together. And I know that you are selling in various countries all across the globe. Did you ever think your brand would have that reach and impact on women?
I think women are incredibly intuitive, and I think that jewelry sits at the most intimate parts and sentimental parts of a woman's body. Her wrist, the nape of her neck, her earlobe. And it always reminds her of her mother, her grandmother, her best friend. It's incredibly sentimental. So if women connect with it and it grows by virtue of that, I can only be grateful for it. Did I expect it? Not necessarily, but I'm incredibly grateful that it has.
That is incredible. And I mean, it's so beautiful that you've also got your atelier that you have in Bree Street in Cape Town. Was there a reason you chose Cape Town over any other location to have your first store?
So Cape Town is kind of our hub. The brand was born out of Cape Town, and I live up the road, so I can walk to work. And it really just feels like the natural pinpoint for our women and our team to gather. And also, it's got a nice exposure to international inbound tourism as well from the commercial side.
Definitely, definitely. And I know that you are now bridging out beyond just your beautiful jewelry pieces. Talk to me about the fragrance that Pachulik is bringing out.
So about a month ago, we released a fragrance called Obsidian, and it's the first signature fragrance by Pachulik with the aromacologist called Petrichor. And the reason we released it is we realized that our brand is not just jewelry, but it's a feeling. It's a way of being in the world. And I feel that fragrance has this incredible sentimental capacity. You know, a scent can take you right back to a moment, to a memory. And I think jewelry can do that too. As well as they both sit in the most intimate parts of our body. So it felt like a natural progression for the brand and for our women.
And I know there's also something very exciting for the brand, being you'll be showcasing at Paris Fashion Week.
Yes.
Are you allowed to give us a sneak peek of what we potentially can expect?
Not necessarily, sorry, but what I can say is that we're going to be branching out and really focusing our attention in the US and then Paris as our kind of hub to explore the rest of Europe. But a lot of exciting new things to come, but really kind of staying true to our key parts, which are being African, about women, handcraftedness and curiosity, and telling meaningful stories.
Well, Catherine, it's been amazing having you
Thank you
here.
for having
It's
me.
been incredible looking at these beautiful pieces here in front of us. And this is just a drop in the ocean that Petulik has on offer. Thank you for joining us
Thanks for
today.
having
And
me.
thank you for sharing in our celebration of International Women's Day.
So today we are championing a lot of things, but in particular we are championing quick, easy and convenient meal solutions. And Woolies have us covered. They offer a wide selection of eat-in ready-made meals that are fuss-free and ideal to make before load shedding hits. And yes, they are delicious. And Chef Clem has very kindly offered to take us through this culinary journey, my friends.
This is all about the convenience. This is about how you get dinner on the table in record time.
In an oven that's residual heat. Not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly. And they haven't skimped on flavor or quality.
sure.
It's that Woolies exceptional quality in the deal. And when you do shop, when you get the side, get the main, get the dessert,
The package.
you're saving 41 Rand.
Nice.
And that's
I'm
we're
there
all
for
about
that.
the saving, resaving. So let's talk about those options. We've got the chicken rotis, iconic. We've had people calling shotgun all morning, say, I want a roti. Rotis, chicken, the crumb chicken breast, and then that's your mains, okay?
Yeah,
Mains.
sorted.
Amazing. Then we go to the sides. We've got the beautiful...
Can I just declare something? I have to.
Go for it.
I had this last night.
Did you?
Oh, well
Did
done.
Made it just before the load shedding came
Ah.
through. Oh, it was an
You
absolute
don't
win.
understand. You know what I do with this?
Perfect carb.
What do you do?
I put them in the air fryer,
Yes.
okay, with the butter, and then crush them, and then give them a second go, so you get all the little crispy bits in
Naughty.
the Garara town.
He's the man.
Come
he
on.
knows.
Okay, I'm
he
gonna do
knows.
that next time. I like that.
For the sides, like we said, we go with those beautiful garlic baby potatoes, and the garlic butter's in there
Yeah,
ready.
yeah, it
We've
is.
got the roasting vegetables, and then for the
Beautiful.
dessert, we've got the beautiful yogurt, which you can turn into like we have like a granola mix. Yogurt
It's ice
muffins.
cream if you want.
Oh, yes, yogurt muffins, yogurt popsicles, yogurt cake. It's all there. It's all about the options. And I mean, so when it comes to the choices, you can go with this, you can go with that. You could go with this, or you could go with that. And seeing as we're talking about this or that, I'd like to introduce a new game called This or That. So, here we go.
Cool.
Nice.
I'll explain the rules. So G, take center.
So how hard do we hit each other?
No.
That's what oh, no.
No, we don't do
Sorry,
that.
okay.
Another reason why there's no International Men's Day. So, okay, we're going to play the game called This or That. I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios, either this or that. And I want you to choose the one out of the two. And I love how they're stretching. There's no physical, there's none of that. There's none of that.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
one of these little potatoes is getting it just now. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there.
Watch out.
So, and in the flavor of the this or that
Okay.
selection that Woolies have given us, we're playing the game today. Here's your first scenario.
Right.
Okay. When it comes to this scenario, it's going to be the first one, which is this.
Okay.
Do you choose this, a romantic picnic at home on the floor? Okay. Or do you choose that, a candlelit romantic dinner? So, this, a romantic picnic at home on the floor, or that candlelit romantic dinner? Let's go with G. What's your answer first?
Boom.
You going with
I want a little bit of this, please.
this. You're going with this, which is a romantic
A little bit of
that. Okay.
Nice.
Tell me about the that. Why are you going for a candlelit romantic dinner over the picnic at home on the floor?
Candles just bring a vibe. It's like the ambiance is set when you got a candles. It changes the conversation. It just makes it more personal.
Say no more, because when Raul gets a twinkle in his eye, I know it's about to go. You don't want to go there to the breakfast show. Gee, tell me, why are you going with that romantic picnic on the floor at home? Never mind, South Africa, when G's tongue comes out, that's his style. Let's go to the next scenario. Are you going with this, a dinner catered by a private chef?
Ooh, wow.
Or are you going with that, a romantic dinner cooked by you and your partner with your favorite playlist on in the background? Are you going with this, a dinner created by a private chef, or that, a romantic dinner by you and your partner? Go.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, no. hey.
Which one?
Private chef is
Okay,
first, eh?
G, let's go to you. So you've gone for...
He's gone the private chef.
I've gone for the private chef
chef.
because we get to meet these private chefs. Some of the best young culinary minds in the world are private chefs. I love the notion of getting like all of that culinary might just for you. I'm there for that. And I'm tired of cooking.
I almost want to change my answer
I'm tired of cooking, man.
You may change your answer.
I almost want to change, but I do like the idea of just like getting involved in it. Something like that sounds like an experience to me.
Yeah.
That's something where you create memories. It doesn't matter how good the food is at the end of the day. It's the fact that you did it together. And that's what's important. So
I'm hearing is blah, blah,
there we go.
blah, blah.
Okay, for our last question.
All right.
Are you going with this?
Okay.
Individually plated desserts that are so beautiful and so pristine you almost don't want to eat them. Okay?
Ooh, okay.
That's our option for this. Or are you going with that, which is one beautiful dessert, 2 spoons?
All right, I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm guessing.
Go. Yeah. It's a this and a that again.
Listen, what do you mean? Jeez.
No, I'm a that. I'm a
You're
that.
taking 2 spoons for yourself.
2 spoons for myself for the same reason as option 1. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Raul, talk to me why.
Look, I love variety, I love options, and especially if it's going to be coming from Woolies, then I know that all of those options are going to be incredible. So how can you say no to that? You know what I mean?
Both of you have done a stunning job. You both get to pick one of these items from the eating deal today. Yes, you do. South Africa, it's been an absolute blast. Gee, do you have something to say to the people? Do you have something to say to the people? You've got your riches.
I've got it. I love this. And when it's better store-bought, then you can make it at home and it's plug and play. I'm there for that. So take the thinking, as we have this morning, out of cooking with eat-in ready-made meal solutions from Woolworths. Plus, if you buy any main and any side and this dessert, you save up to, as Clem said,
41
bucks, yo.
Nice.
And so that's when you're buying the full meal together, and I suggest you do. They are perfectly balanced. This deal only available in store at Woolworths up until the 19th of this month, this year, so get on it. Just one, eh?
I'm having this and that.
Yeah, take it all.
Yes.
Take it all, take it all, take it all.
This is nothing. This is just who we are.
Go! Alfredo! Dai. Go Alfredo.
We date Italian.
So Florence.
We drive Italian. Living la dolce vita. And now you can see. That's what it is. Gale gale. We're Italian.
Perfect.
That's why I was pizza. I'm Italiano. And we always eat Italian. Every day. Fettis and mornings. Bravo to you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, welcome back. You are just in time as we're about to talk all things home essentials. And yes, seasons are changing and winter is a gift for the senses. It is a time for cocooning, drawing closer to the comforts of our homes and enjoying those quality moments. And with evenings getting gradually colder, we all want to create warm and textured spaces with beautiful bedding that introduces restful sleep. And here to help us get our bedroom ready for winter is stylist and blogger Megan Pedro. Megan, I don't know about you, but I'm one of those individuals where I have winter sheets and I have summer sheets, and I've started cleaning out, washing everything, getting it ready for the season. Now, talk to me about how are we going to cozy up our bedroom for winter. Last week, you were here talking about tonal dressing and staying with that theme, but now we're going to cozy it up.
Oh, I love it. A little bit of rain in South Africa and we're making soup, we're getting cozy in our bed. This is like the best thing. So I'm actually dubbing this scene In Bed with Meg because it really is. I'm giving you all your tips and essentials here.
Okay.
So it's about layering. I speak about that all the time. Over tables, over beds, over fashion, it's the key to do. And then neutrals, again, my favorite thing because you can mix and match the whole way through.
Neutrals and textures. Now let's start off with the sheets that is available. Let's get into the bed. Let's unwrap it.
So when you start with your bed, you start with your sheet. This is your beautiful stone pre-washed. Let me actually emphasize that. There's nothing worse than you buying a sheet from the store and it is, really hard and it doesn't feel lived in. This is pre-washed with your most beautiful 100% polyester, so it's soft and warm. And then we're gonna layer on top. So we go, onto your duvet. This is your grey jersey melange set. I mean, does the name just sound like quality and like luxury?
Texture.
Right? And what I love is that it's a similar material to a pajama, so it technically is an entire pajamas of your bed. I absolutely love it.
You can sleep in your birthday suit.
You can completely do that. And then, we layer even more. This is your beautiful thinly check. And what I absolutely love about it, that underneath of it is Sherpa. So another, again, a layering texture. You can flip it over. You've got a two-tone blanket in one. I mean, it's amazing.
And that's going to be so cozy. I'm just picturing a giant bowl of popcorn sitting in front of the telly, watching something. Maybe you've got the heater or the fireplace on, or even that will keep you warm, even if you don't have those extra elements to create some heat.
100%. I always say stick with your neutrals, and Woolies has done it so perfectly this season because it really transitions from room to room.
Yeah.
And then another layering piece, just like your earrings, you adorn your jewelry on afterwards.
Little accessories.
Your scatter cushions. So we've got the beautiful Billy corduroy, and of course your melange grey jersey comes in
with the set.
Yes.
It's a set.
So it's so perfect to kind of pull in, and then your beautiful corduroy. It's just the finishing touch.
I really like that. And I mean, there's something about, I think, a lot of people and myself in the past, you think neutrals, you think dull, you think boring, but neutral and that palette actually can be luxurious.
100%. Play with your textures throughout this. So you've got your Sherpas, we spoke about boucle last week. You really play with those beautiful textures. And then, just like we've gone, different tones and it all matches, look at the beautiful side lamp. And I've shown you quite a few different beautiful designs in side lamps lately. Woolies is absolutely nailing it. I mean, that transitions so perfectly because you can have beautiful black elements, you can have beautiful marble elements throughout your home, and it just transitions.
And it all works. And I mean, even look, homeware, going into the kitchen, your cup of coffee, it can even match that whole bedroom setting.
Your two-tone coffee mugs, they've got a whole supply as well as your candles. Of course, your faux plants is such a great way to bring in that, again, that coziness and naturalness.
Oh, well, Megan, I love it when you are here. You bring all these incredible styling elements to our front door. In fact, to your screens. And if you want to get yourself wrapped up in the new season, of course, that also means a new look, and winter brings all of those good vibes. So you can shop the latest homeware and home bedroom trends at Woolworths, shop it in-store, online, as well as on the Woolies app.
Welcome back to the stage. Your timing is perfect because we are in store for a treat this morning. We are joined by, I want to say, a local star, but you're an international star now. Krishanda Forbes is I know a vocal powerhouse, and I hate to say it like this because it kind of belies that you haven't put in a lot of effort, but you've got a voice that can pretty much do anything.
Thank you.
Yet you've made it your mission to go beyond that. You've been overseas, and the boys are here. I've got to acknowledge the gents. Thank you so much for being here as well. Spent a bit of time in Spain. You've opened for the likes of Ronan Keating. You have clearly smashed through a glass ceiling, but I'm sure you see the next. So where are you right now? Are you back in SA? Where is your heart and soul in the musical journey?
Obviously in SA, I'm proudly South African, but I do still travel overseas. So I'm hoping to go back and then come back and make a statement in South Africa and then go back, come back, you know.
And that's the way that we need to do it. When we think of the potential within that diaspora of South Africans that are now linking us to the global village. That being said, has it changed you now that you're part of that global music village of sorts? How has this influenced you?
It's given me, you know, the opportunity to expand a bit, you know, vocally as well. Because, you know, when you're in South Africa, you normally just think, okay, cool, you're good enough for now, you know? And I want to speak to a lot of artists. You're not just good enough for now, you're good enough for out there as well. So I think it's broadened. It's like, it's been a huge opportunity for me to go overseas and be able to perform for people, because then it's almost like, oh, Krishanda, you're that good. And coming from overseas, you know.
But you've always been that good.
Thank you.
This is the thing. People just need to see it and they need to feel it. That being said, what are you going to open your account with today?
I've decided, because it's a woman's celebration, where I decided to do a song called The Greatest Love by Whitney Houston.
Very few artists can open their account with a little Whitney, but you definitely can. It's such a privilege having you here, and I'm so glad you are back in SA for now. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed the greatest love of all. Enjoy.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. We all need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my need. A lonely place to be. And so I learned to depend on me. 'Cause I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because
on. I think we can keep that going for a little bit longer. I love the fact that I was singing along the whole time. That's just crazy. You are so talented. Oh, Trishanda Forbes ain't going nowhere. More performances coming your way. I think we can keep that applause going. My word! Woo!
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Good morning, South Africa. We are back in the kitchen for installment 2 of the Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting. Okay, so this is our third apron. Do you know who this belongs to?
I got no idea.
It's our viewers out there, and the way that they can, like, metaphorically put it on is by getting involved in the segment. How you do that is by sending your voice notes to 063-408-8863. But now, we got part 2, and it's smelling amazing. It's smelling so good, and it's one of my favorite ingredients. What are we making? Can we just do it? Because I'm so excited. What are we making?
We're making some lemon butter mussels.
Lemon butter mussels, one of the easiest recipes to make, but one of the most satisfying dishes ever.
Absolutely. Just I call it a one-pot wonder.
Yes. And why are we making this?
Because it's my favorite. And you know, every man eats mussels. So it's Women's Day, National Women's Day, so I decided to give you some
There we go.
mussels.
So are you actually teaching this to the men out there so they can make it for the ladies out there?
Absolutely.
Let's do this. Where do we start?
So we're going to, can you do me the honors?
I mean, also,
Switch
I'm
them
looking at that ingredient. Are we using some butter? And that's already a win. As soon as you're using as soon as the recipe starts with this amount of butter, I'm there.
Yeah,
I'm
me
done.
too.
This is it. Okay. So butter, and are you going with salted or unsalted?
Doesn't really matter. You can use salted or unsalted.
As a baker, when we talk about salted and unsalted, does it really make a difference to the way that you bake?
Not to me.
No. I mean, unpopular
to some people
opinion.
it does, but
I don't, because I believe that salt in baking it's necessary.
Yes.
And the salt that you get from butter is richness, not necessarily, you're never gonna go, oh my word, your cake is so salty, did you use salted butter? It's just a richness that you get from the butter, so I don't.
I know a lot of recipes they prefer you to use unsalted butter.
Yeah.
I don't care, darling. It's just all about the love.
There we go.
Huh?
So we're
More salt.
More salt. So we're cooking our butter down.
Yeah, we're melting our butter. This is easy peasy, but it's so satisfying and it's absolutely delicious.
When it comes to the mussels, can I ask? Because people get, like, they have a lot of questions about this, and they say, if a recipe says fresh mussels, but I can't get it, should I just, like, leave the recipe? Can we go frozen? Can we go like you're doing today?
Yeah.
So frozen works perfectly fine.
Yeah, just make sure that, because, you know, obviously when it's frozen, you know that it retains a lot of water. So you need to maybe just put it in the colander, make sure that it dries out properly. I generally just put them on a roller towel or something, let them dry, and then you can use it.
Perfect, yes. Don't be soaking your mussels.
Also, please do not overcook the mussels.
It's the worst
thing. It literally
thing.
needs 3 minutes.
I think the reason people are sometimes okay with overcooked mussels because their only association with mussels is like when it comes from the tin, and then it's like, you know, it's a different texture. But mussels shouldn't be like that. They should be soft and pillowy.
Yes.
And that you only get by cooking it at like I think like 5 minutes is enough. 5 minutes is like pushing
enough.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
And look how simple this is. In with our pepper, right?
Yes.
But we need to have that nice crunch to it as well. Because, you know, there's nothing like a nice crunchy pepper when you're eating your mussels.
And it brings out like a citrusy flavor. And once you overcook that as well, you lose it a little bit. To keep it fresh, yes, love it.
So now we're going to go in with our lemon pepper.
Another ingredient that we don't use enough of. I love it, lemon pepper.
Chili, some garlic. It's like, it's all in one, right?
Again, my kind of cooking, everything to the pot.
Love, love, love it.
What was that, garlic powder?
Garlic powder. Can you smell it already?
Yes.
Eh?
I mean, garlic and garlic powder, I believe that using them together is always a win.
Always.
So this is great. I love that.
So I love my chili. So, you know, it really depends on whether you want to use more chili, use more black pepper. I love black pepper. I can do black pepper with everything. Just not with cake, but with everything else.
Agreed, agreed. So we're not going to be getting any black pepper cakes coming from you anytime soon?
No, not at this moment in time, I'm sorry.
And then I like the fact that
And then in goes your cream.
Hey, some cream.
Let me just say, no dieting here today, baby.
No, not at all, no. And that's okay. It's only Women's Day once a year.
Yeah, just eat it. And like I say, whenever you eat something that is considered fatty, don't go there. Once you put the spoon in your mouth, the first thing you say is, this cucumber tastes beautiful.
Who are those people?
It's all in the mind.
Who are those
all in the mind. Who are those people?
Right. But I like that you're adding a little bit of something healthy. You've got baby spinach.
So in this case, we'll be eating baby spinach, right?
Which is great because it wilts down.
Yeah, in with your baby spinach.
You still get the nutrients. Raul will be very happy with that. But again, I like the fact that you're also bulking up the dish by adding the baby spinach.
And it's just so delicious. I mean, just come and have a look.
And a smell. Like, that smells so, so, so good. I mean...
And you just wilt it for like 2-3 minutes, in with your mussels, and it's ready to serve.
If I cook that down and once I get that nice texture, I'm thinking that over pasta would be so, so good.
You can even, instead of using the mussels, you can even do it with fish.
Right.
You can do it with chicken. What I would then say is just use some butter and then put some chicken cubes in there and just add it afterwards. And you can, you know, do your pasta.
Woo! Okay, so I'm not the only person that's super enticed by this recipe. We also have a voice note. Let's have a little listen to what one of our viewers has to say.
Good morning. This is a question for Sassy. I wanted to know what is the reason that a cake or a cupcake will taste stale if you baked it a day before? So let's say you baked it a Saturday, but the Sunday it tastes stale, but you haven't decorated it yet. What could be the reason for that?
Okay.
Thank you.
What it can also be as your leavening agent. So it could be that maybe there's a little baking powder or, you know, a little bit too little bicarb. And then also, I also find that sometimes when people use butter, they tend to use a little bit too much flour, and that makes for a very dense cake. So I like using the combination of half butter, half oil, because oil is something that also keeps the cake nice and moist. Also, don't ever leave your cakes standing open. Always make sure that it's in a sealed container. And that should also prevent them from going stale.
I'm sorry, I zoned out because even I was like, why would that happen? And then you answered it so beautifully. Sassy, that was absolutely amazing. We're going to add those mussels. We're going to chow down on that and the beautiful loaf cake that you made. Thank you for coming through and inspiring us on this Women's Day. Sassy, you were absolutely amazing. South Africa, we are not done, though. We've got a third segment with another special guest coming into the kitchen. Don't forget to send us those voice notes to the magic number 063 408 8863. We'll be right back.
Join the bank that's best for your money. Nedbank. See money differently.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And of course, also celebrating International Women's Day. And speaking of International Women, look at this beautiful soul right here. Let me introduce you to Courtney. Courtney, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm good, and you?
Fantastic. Obviously, Courtney is one of our kitchen fairies. She does the most in the kitchen. Someone that is truly, truly appreciated by everybody here. I just want to say, for you being a woman out here in this chaotic space where so much magic happens, what does it feel like dominating the space that you're playing in the kitchen and serving us such good food?
I feel honored. Okay. It's amazing. Every day I experience new things. I learn new things. So yes, I'm very honored.
Well, Courtney, just from behalf of me and everyone in the studio, we do absolutely appreciate you. Aww. We cherish you, and we can't thank you enough. And this is for every other woman out there too. Remember, this is your day. Let's make it not just a day, but an entire year. For now, though, it's time to kick off official duties. Well, we got more magic. Chaos is happening in the studio, but Zoe's standing by with the latest.
Lots of excitement still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's now 8 o'clock. Let's take a final look at those national headlines. Eastern Cape Police are investigating the killing of 3 rhinos on an Eastern Cape game reserve near Makanda. A white rhino and her 2 calves were shot dead and dehorned over the weekend at Lalibela Game Reserve. At least 5 rhinos have been slain on Eastern Cape Reserve so far this year. Meanwhile, the police are urging anyone with information that could lead to the arrest of the suspects to contact SAP's Provincial Wildlife Coordinator, Captain Mornay Viljoen, or Crime Stop. And staying with our local news, the Minister of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development, Toko Didiza, says the electricity state of disaster regulations give effect to measures that will allow agriculture to operate. Didiza says the government is also looking to support farmers who wish to produce their own alternative energy through blended finance mechanisms. The minister also says she has been engaging with Eskom to seek short-term interventions that can be applied to avoid the risk of food insecurity in the country. Moving to news abroad, UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has spoken by telephone with President Paul Kagame of Rwanda about the controversial scheme to deport migrants to Rwanda. The leaders committed to continue working together to ensure the important partnership is delivered successfully. A statement from Downing Street said London has paid some $170 million to Kigali, which is creating facilities to house and for any future arrivals. However, no migrants has yet been dispatched to Rwanda as the plan continues to face legal challenges in the British courts. And North Korea has said that any move to shoot down one of its test missiles would be considered a declaration of war and blamed a joint military exercise between the United States and South Korea for growing tensions. North Korea warned that Pyongyang would see it as a declaration of war if the U.S. took military action against the North's strategic weapon tests. The U.S. and its allies have never shot down North Korean ballistic missiles, which are banned by the UN Security Council. And in announcing Dr. Koginsho Ramakgopa as South Africa's first Minister of Electricity on Monday evening, President Cyril Ramaphosa said his new role would be to effectively oversee the electricity crisis response. 48-year-old Ramakgopa previously headed the Investment and Infrastructure Unit in the presidency. His track record is most impressive, having been mayor of Tshwane for 6 years with experience in corporate governance, where he served as CEO of the Metropolitan Trading Company and the Johannesburg market. In fact, in 2009, he was CEO of the Year, adjudicated by the Institute of People Management. He's a qualified civil engineer, holds 2 master's degrees in public administration and business leadership, and a PhD in public affairs. He hails from Limpopo, but matriculated in Atteridgeville, Pretoria. As a youngster, he was nicknamed because of his soccer prowess, sworn in at Tuyenhuis in Cape Town last night by Chief Justice Raymond Zondo. South Africa's first Minister of Electricity now arguably holds Cabinet's most demanding job, and we wish him the very best of luck for the future success. Well, that's where I leave your morning headlines. Let's take a final look at your sport.
Thank you so much, Zoe. After that motivational declaration, unfortunately, we start on the most tragic note this morning. The South African football community was mourning yesterday following the sudden death of Richards Bay Premier Soccer League star Sipamandla Mtholo. Mtholo's club confirmed that he had died suddenly and tragically after collapsing during a training session earlier in the day. The PSL, meanwhile, has now confirmed that a moment of silence will be observed at all upcoming Nedbank Cup and Diski Challenge fixtures this week. And we certainly add ours to the many condolences going to his family and his close circle right now. Now we turn to football a little further afield and a little bit of hope, it seems, for Chelsea. They've kept their season alive by beating Borussia Dortmund 2-0 at Stamford Bridge to progress to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. That was 2-1 on aggregate last night. So Raheem Sterling and Kai Havertz, with a twice-taken penalty, got the goals as the Blues relieved the pressure on manager Graham Potter. So to put it in perspective, Chelsea have won just 3 of their previous 16 matches and have, as a result, fallen to 10th in the Premier League. They'll bowed out of both domestic cups, so they really do need this one. And they'll be joined by Benfica after the Portuguese side thrashed a shell-shocked Club Brugge 5-1 to knock them out of the Champions League and reach the quarterfinals on a very healthy 7-1 aggregate. Then more good news for South African rugby, certainly from a Bulls perspective. Let's head up north where the Vodacom Bulls have secured the services of their dynamic Springbok star Kurt Lee Arendse for another 3 years. So after the winger signed until June of 2026, he's sticking around. So Arendse has played 31 times for the Bulls in all competitions, and he has made his mark, and he's likely to play many more after this decision. In his time at the Bulls, he's already won a Super Rugby Unlocked and Currie Cup winning medal, also making the final of the United Rugby Championship, and I have a feeling he'll probably find himself there again. Then, especially on International Women's Day, but any day of the year, this is spectacular news. The WTA Tour has announced a very powerful strategic partnership with CVC Capital Partners, which will see the private equity firm invest $150 million into women's tennis. So in return, the CVC will take a 20% stake in a newly created company with the working title of WTA Ventures. Time to widen the circle. The WTA will retain full regulatory and sporting responsibility in that relationship. Investment in the women's game is obviously much needed, with prize money still continuing to lag behind the men's ATP Tour, but this is a massive step for the entire ecosystem in the right direction. So on that very positive note, as we leave our sport, let's hope the traffic is sounding just as positive. Rail's going to get you to work.
Yes, thank you so much, G. Yes, and of course, time to take a look at the traffic and hopefully get you to work safely. Now, for those in the Centurion area of Johannesburg, there's been a multi-vehicle accident on the N1 southbound at Flying Saucer interchange. Now, the left lane shoulder is closed, so you can expect delays on your route if you are in the area. For those in the Milnerton area of Cape Town, there has also been an accident on the N7 southbound after Plattekloof. Now, the right lane is closed, so you can expect delays. If anybody else that is heading out on the roads, do buckle up, stay safe, and plan accordingly. For now, though, it's time to head from the road to the sky and see what's happening with the latest when it comes to weather. Now reporting on our weather news, as dam levels continue to decline due to the drought in Nelson Mandela Bay, the Metro has urged people to reduce their water consumption as the combined dam levels are now below 12% and the water supply system continues to be strained. Now the city reported that as of the 1st of March, the daily consumption was 272 million litres, far above the daily target set of 230 million litres. Now the Metro has since issued an urgent notice advising consumers to boil tap water before drinking or preparing and cooking food with it or giving it to pets to drink. Now, the notice says that the addition of unblended groundwater into the reticulation system, low dam levels and fluctuating reservoir levels has led to a constant change in water quality. Now, the Metro says the change of quality relates to chemical parameters and is not bacteriological. Now, the Metro will continue to convey water in tankers to areas with compromised water supply. Well, we definitely do hope that rain does land in those catchment areas, but for our final sunrise update this morning, we have Louise Giacherri in Alberton, who on the road this morning shared a fun-filled view with incredible shades in the sky, and what a powerful shot as the sun is about to rise. I absolutely love it. Next up, we've got Frans in Richards Bay, who captured a real holiday feel. Oh, beautiful stuff indeed. Soft tones reflecting over the ocean while stepping down on the beach. Absolutely magnificent. Next up, we've got Claudette in Piketberg, who shared a simple yet beautiful photo. Many hues in the sky this morning. It looks like a blended painting and reminds me of absolute magic. And last up for this morning's edition, we had Diane van der Hoeven, a regular now, showing off another perfect view out in Howick. And she was doing this while enjoying her usual morning stroll, embracing all the magic of nature. Absolutely love it, Mzansi. Well played. You've definitely inspired us, and we love seeing how you start your day. So please keep continuing to share those sunrise views with us on our number 063-408-8863 so we can enjoy your part of the world. For now, though, let's take our final look at the temperatures across the country. Starting off in Polokwane, the day starting at a low of 16 up to 29 with rain expected. Mbombela, very similar conditions, 18 up to 29 with rain. Pretoria, 17 is low up to a high of 30 degrees with rain expected. expected, and much the same for Joburg with the rain and thunder. 16 is a low up to a high of 28 degrees. Moving over to Mahikeng now, where you can see a low of 16 up to a high of 30 degrees with some rainfall coming through. Much the same for Klerksdorp. More rain expected, 15 up to a high of 30 degrees. Kimberley sees the day starting at 11 up to a nice warm 33. And Bloemfontein, thunder expected in your side of the world. 10 is a low up to a high of 27 degrees. Let's move around the coast now, starting over at Richards Bay, where the day starts at 21 up to 31 degrees Celsius. In Pietermaritzburg, the day starting at 19 up to 33 with a minimal amount of rainfall coming through. Durban sees the day starting at 23 but goes up to 29, and Mthatha 17 is up to a scorching 33 degrees with a little bit of rain too. Interesting conditions. Over around the coast and carrying on to East London, 18 is up to 32. Obviously the rain is coming through, and let us hope and pray that it lands in those catchment areas and they can reduce that drought. In Cradock, they've got a low of 10 up to 31, and you can also expect some rainfall. GQ Moberga sees the day starting at 16 up to 26, and George 15 is low up to a high of 26 with a lot of rain coming through. Please, please, please let it land where it needs to. Over in the mother city now, 16 is low up to a high of 20 degrees with a little bit of rainfall coming through. Worcester 12 up to 25. Sutherland starting over in Chile 7 degrees up to 20, and Uppington going up from 14 to 31 degrees Celsius. Again, Mzansi, thank you for sending those incredible pictures in. Speaking of incredible, we've got an incredible presenter and an incredible guest standing by.
Aw, that's very sweet of you. Thank you, Ryle. Well, listen, it's not about me. It is about our next guest. Nolutando is here, and she is with Ladles of Love. We'll be unpacking their incredible campaign because we need to make sure those kids' bellies are filled. So stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. We have loads to unpack.
Hey, what's that? This is Octifex, a new accessible platform to trade Forex on global markets. Cool. What's the Forex? It's short for foreign exchange, trading currencies.
Buy low, sell high. Score points, right?
Exactly.
What's leverage?
It's like you got cool friends. They vouch for you, and you can trade it big.
Precisely.
So basically it's an app where you learn and trade, and it's safe, and it looks good.
That about sums it up here. Octifex, trading made clear.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's the final hour of your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Welcome back. And if you've never experienced hunger, it is difficult to imagine what it is like to go without food, especially when you need to go to school. Well, luckily, there are people who take on the task to feed many children in impoverished communities suffering from debilitating hunger and malnutrition. Ladles of Love does just that. And welcome to the show, Noluthando Bennett, who is the social media and e-commerce manager for Ladles of Love, and she is here to unpack more about what they do. It's so great to have you here.
Good morning.
Thank you for
How are you
having me.
doing?
Morning,
Pretty in pink, I love it.
Thank you very much.
The energy we all need.
Yes, you do. You do.
Listen, you guys are honestly doing incredible work, but I think for people that maybe just don't know exactly what Ladles of Love is all about, can you explain to us what it is and this food love project that you have going on at the moment?
So, Ladles of Love, just to keep it short, it is a food relief organization founded in Cape Town, but now also based in Johannesburg. And our mission and aim is very simple. It is to alleviate hunger in children and adults. We want to preach this message and make sure that the world that we want to live in starts today by the work that we do.
I love that.
That is incredible. And I know you also have a program called Nourish Our Children. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and also what the purpose of this campaign is?
So Nourish Our Children is a program that sits very close to our hearts as a team at Ladles. It's a program focused on providing nutritious meals to children in very, very poor communities. And apart from providing these meals, we use this program to educate about malnutrition, child nutrition, and making sure that we eradicate this problem as best as we can. And so through Nourish Our Children, we built and birthed this Love Food campaign. It is special, it is amazing, and the ask is very simple. It's to go out there, encourage people to help us in making sure that children are fed, children go to school and they're active and they're playing.
Yes, please. Now, obviously, it's quite fitting that we have women beside us and a woman talking about this as well. But maybe we can talk about the woman behind this incredible machine that you have going. I mean, it's not an easy task feeding the thousands of kids that you are so consistently. How is this impacting the woman behind the project? Is it giving them an opportunity to feel a sense of empowerment, maybe?
You know, it does. We go out into the communities every week, and as adults, you and I can go out and fend for ourselves.
Yeah.
But you know, as a woman, you've got that nurturing spirit in you.
100%,
You want to care for children, and so they don't turn children back. Yes, there's ECDs where children are sent there to learn and to grow, but then there's children whose parents can't afford.
Yeah.
And so these women, we call them our mama warriors. They open up their doors.
Mama warriors.
And every single day, yes.
Love that.
And they feed the children, and they talk about how it's easy to say no to an adult, but you see that child in the street and you can never say no to them, and they're fueled by that each and every single day.
What a passion.
What incredible warriors in the community. Now, Noluthando, I know that Ladles of Love feed quite a few children, 4,000. Who else will be benefiting from this campaign?
You know, it's mainly the children. So our goal for 2023 is 4,000 children. It is a lot of children. You should come into the ECDs and you see them and they jump up and they hug you and they're excited. They get to benefit because they are the future. They get to grow in healthy environments. They get to be nourished. They get to be nurtured. And this is who we do it for. It's for the children.
Yeah. Look, you must have some incredible experience. I mean, you're going out, you're not only just behind the desk sorting out the marketing and everything else behind this, but you're on the field, you're capturing these moments, you're witnessing some incredible stuff happening. What have you maybe learned? What learnings can you take from this process? I mean, especially the situation we're in currently, and in terms of what we are currently doing and how we can get involved. What sort of learnings can you take from that?
You know, it's usually from the children. You walk in there as a stranger, they don't know you, but they run up to you, they hug you, they jump on you, they want you to take them with you as you leave. But the one thing I notice is that with the little that we're providing for them, they still want to share it with you. And that is a very selfless act for me. And it makes me want to keep on going back and doing the little that I can. We know that what we're doing might be a drop in the ocean, but it is a drop that still impacts. It's a drop that still makes a difference. So, yeah, I'm just fueled by the kids.
Moving forward, I love it.
And we're fueled by you right now. How can the public get involved? Like, how can we make sure that our viewers can support this campaign and program that Ladles of Love is doing for the children?
It's very simple. You visit our website on ladlesoflove.org.za. You go to our online store. You see an array of amazing vouchers of these beautiful kids. The ask is very simple. It's 250 Rand. It feeds one child for a month, 2 meals a day, plus we give them a ball to play with, which excites them majority of the time.
Oh, absolutely love it. Look, your articulation, the way you use words is so beautiful. Maybe I can just steal one more moment for you and share your energy with Mzansi. Obviously, it's International Women's Day. Is there any sort of words of inspiration or hope that you could share with our people?
My words of inspiration for the world that we want to see tomorrow, I think it is very important for us to come together. Many of us are privileged. Many of us have never been exposed to poverty and to the lack that is out there. So take some time to go out into the field to see what it's like and to understand how drastic it is. And let that change you to try and make a difference, even if it is for one person, you're doing something.
Amen.
Noluthando, thank you for joining us today. And of course, get behind the incredible work that Ladles of Love is doing in our communities.
Oh man, I am loving today. We are further igniting the Italiano in you by giving you the freedom to create in your own kitchen and showing you how simple it can be to explore the Afro-Italian in you, because I think we all got a little, you know, Giulio in all of us. We can do it. One-pan recipes, even better. They're the ultimate weekend, weeknight, doesn't matter. Load shedding, go to, because you can do it quickly in one pot. And they're always delivering on flavor and are simple to everyone to make. And this Fatties and Monies one-pan chicken and chakalaka pasta bake, woo, is ticking all the boxes, and it's going to be a family favorite. Chef Mbombi is here to take us through the easy steps, and I say easy because it must be easy in a one-pot wonder. Brother, thank you so much. I've been loving kind of getting enriched by your culinary space. So congrats on having a platform to reach as many people as you can through this campaign.
Thank you, man.
That being said, like, you know, you're dealing with African cuisine, you're dealing with Italian cuisine, both are sacred. Let's have a little fun and combine them because there are overlaps.
No, man, look, the most beautiful thing about this is that we take, well, more especially what we're going to be doing today. I mean, if you look at Chakalaka, is something that is widely loved in the country, you know, from Joburg to Cape Town, from Cape Town.
And everyone will claim it, eh?
Yeah,
everyone will claim it.
There's different versions, and I think today we're doing another version of it. And what we have here is different types of veggies that we're going to combine in making our chakalaka. And
brilliant.
We'll start with olive oil.
Carry the flavor. I'm realizing more and more how vital it is to kind of think about that oil carrying the flavor, building the flavor and carrying it
110%.
through. Yeah.
Good oil as well, you know?
Yeah.
Onions. So we want to saute these. So there's different ways people do it. So others they add peppers after. I add peppers with the onions, the garlic. So we'll add peppers here.
And you want the color. You want it to pop.
110%. So we'll add ginger.
Okay.
Garlic.
Because it's got to be like a flavor bazooka. It's got to hit.
It has to hit, you know? So we're gonna saute the garlic, the peppers, the ginger, the chili, until it's translucent.
Okay.
Until the flavors come through. So once that is done, we're gonna add the rest of the stuff. Then we're going to saute the
carrots
and moisten the carrots inside there.
Okay.
Then we're gonna further fold in our beans.
Okay.
Once it's done.
So they don't really need to be cooked.
No,
it's just a flavor.
Because they're already cooked. And so, but to make the dish very, very beautiful, it's a one-pan dish.
I like that. I like the idea of all of these flavors being able to infuse right
always
through
easy,
the process.
always easy, always beautiful. So
I love it, and a crowd pleaser.
What's pasta without meat?
and that's a very South African thing to say. I know in Europe they might not even have that sentence, but in South Africa,
what's pasta
without meat? I think that's probably the stock standard.
Over that side, we have our cubed chicken.
Okay.
So usually what you'll do with this, we have our curry powder, our paprika, we have our Napolitana sauce.
Okay.
And you can make this from scratch, actually, you know, if you really want to. We have our tomato. So what you do is we first also get into the pan.
Okay.
Add our oil.
Oh, and that's starting to smell. You can feel that chakalaka essence starting to develop. Oh, I love it.
So, onions. So you can add as well. So you basically 2 minutes translucent as well.
Okay.
Then we're gonna add our chicken in there. Then we're gonna add our tomatoes, and we fold in the Napolitana sauce.
Build it and build it.
So we build it and build it in. So as soon as this is done, we keep the chicken in here.
Okay.
Right? And so, basically...
What's the key with the chicken here? Do you need to, like a red meat, seal it? Because I know it's obviously a white meat, or you can use some thigh. It looks like we've gone for some slightly fattier pieces as well, which is great.
Yeah.
For this, what part of the chicken would you use? And what's the watchword when frying that chicken? Do you have to seal it in like a red meat, or can you just gently let it kind of do its thing?
Look, 2 parts of the chicken. So it's either use chicken breast. I would preferably use chicken thighs. Because they are more flavor.
Bit more fat.
If it has the bone, it has more flavor.
Flavor, 100%.
Then you can tend to, basically, if you use breast, then you have to be, you know...
Careful with how you
Careful
cook
with
it,
it, because you can easily overcook it.
Okay, it dries
so
out super quick.
with chicken breast, we can basically use that. But over here, we're going to try to layer the whole thing.
Okay, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Already added the onions, but cool. So I'll remove this from the stove. So what we want to do here is, so this is what we're going to do.
Oh, I love that. Just looking at that pasta, this is the elicoidali. Is that...
Let's
try it together. This is Afro-Italian lesson 1. Elicoidali. You got to say it with a bit of an accent, I suppose.
Elicoidali.
And then everyone trusts you, or they think you're a gangster. But what I like about this, there is room for the sauce. Perfect shape for a nice, robust, flavorful sauce. Works great with a lot of different fillings. Obviously, meat, yes, in the South African context. Cheese and vegetables. Got that nice ridged macaroni shape, often prepared with meat-based sauces, making this recipe a perfect fit because you're going to get the sauce into all those nooks and crannies. But also nice and versatile. Can be used in soups, salads, stews, carte blanche. You can go crazy. And if you don't have an oven-proof pan or skillet, here's a little hack. Simply cook the dish according to the method. Then transfer the chicken macaroni mixture into a baking dish and then finish it off, you know, that assembling, and then just pop it into the oven to bake.
Yeah. So the nice thing about, you know, the fatis and moles is because it's also durum
wheat, yeah,
durum
for
wheat,
sure.
you know. The second most cultivated wheat.
Really? Okay.
Very healthy. So, but to finish this off, we've layered our chicken in there with the... So it makes it one pot because we're going to basically put it in the oven. And the chicken is there, the chakalaka is there, and we're just going to... So this is the cheese mixture. We have mixed herbs, Italian herbs in here, peppers and breadcrumbs and...
Lovely. So a nice, strong, kind of flavorful, salty, hard cheese.
For sure.
For sure. And this is a jumping off point. You can have a little bit of fun with this. You know what your family likes, you know? 100%. So push the boat out there. But what I love, my brother, is you've given us kind of a different take, a different lens to look at this. The purist, where you got the pasta, the integrity of the pasta and the integrity of the sauce as 2 separate entities so you can enjoy that process together, or you can combine it into one meal and get all of those flavors.
No, you can do it separately, combine it in one meal, play around with the flavors, white sauce, Napolitana, different types of sauces, different types of meats. If you want to go mince, beef, lamb, you can do it. So the versatility is there and everything is great.
It is great, my brother. We are feeding the masses this morning because that's what you can do with a little fatties and monies and a lot of love, my brother. Thank you so much for translating Afro-Italian for us in such a succinct way this morning. And of course, if you truly love pasta as much as we are and you're proudly I'm Italiano, then show it in the hashtag Fatties and Monies Wednesday Challenge from March the 8th. It's running right now up until the 29th of this month. 4 viewers stand a chance to each win a brand new Nutri-Bullet, plus a Fatties and Monies hamper valued at 500 Rand. Just by cooking your favorite Afro-Italian pasta dish, then posting a pic including that pack of Fatties and Monies on the Expresso Facebook competition post. You'll find it very easily, or on our Instagram page is where you'll find it, in fact. And don't forget to follow and tag Fatties_and_Monies using that hashtag Fatties and Monies Wednesday. And that competition closes, as I said, on the 29th of March. So get on it, but you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. You can also DM this man if you want a little added spice to the recipe and the right meat for your pasta, because that's how we do it in SA. Buddy, you're a champion. Thanks,
bro. Cool.
This is nothing. This is just who we are.
Alfredo! Dai. Go Alfredo.
We date Italian.
So, Florence.
We drive Italian. Living la dolce vita. And now you can see, that's what it is. We're Italian. That's why I was pizza. I'm Italian. And we always eat Italian. Every day. Fatties and Monies. bravo to you.
Sensodyne, repair, and protect with deep repair. The science is pretty amazing. It really goes deep and repairs tooth sensitivity. The science is there. It's going to improve their quality of life in a big way. This is the first thing I recommend.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Happy International Women's Day. And often we can't say happy because not enough has happened to make this a happy occasion. But I'm going to own it off to the woman that we've been introduced today and the woman I get to work with. I'm going to be happy on this International Women's Day because it is a platform.
Thank you, G.
We've got one of the exponents, and we know that Amble is carving her own path, but she has put forward a really interesting conundrum this morning.
That's right, and we're asking you, as we celebrate Happy International Women's Day, what kind of female icons do we need to hear more of and why? We've got voice notes coming through. Our line is open. In fact, our first one's from Mrs. Moodley.
Yes, Nirmala has to weigh in, and of course she is from Nkomazi. Let's hear from her.
Good morning, Feel Good Expresso team. Thank you for making us women feel special on this International Women's Day. Mrs. Nirmala Devi Moodley of Nkomazi. Yes, I would love icons, especially people like with a voice that really can let themselves be heard. Women of substance that can deliver in the times that we are living in. Women, of course, like the late Frini Janwala, the late Jessie Duarte. We have Tuli Madansela at the moment. I mean, these are just a few that come to mind. May we be blessed with this beautiful species of God's creation, women. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. I think that she might actually be a deity just talking down to us through that, guys. I love you so much. You have no idea.
The show's not the same if we don't get a voice note from Mrs. Moodley.
We have to. Now let's turn to the socials. Let's see what you're saying. Jessica Madai Adona saying, Happy Women's Day to all the incredible women around us. Here, keep shining every day. She is a dreamer. She is a believer. She is a doer. She's an achiever. And that she is you. Happy Women's Day. Thank you. Beautiful,
That is amazing. We have Natalie Daniels, our fit mom, saying definitely women who share in the spirit of sisterhood, community keepers and builders. Hashtag my sister keeper.
And she's that. She is that. She is always pushing up and loving the fact that there is this cohesion, this connectedness. Please keep them coming. Send us your voice notes, 063-408-8863. What kind of female icons do you need to see right now to inspire you, to inspire your daughter? I think we've got one right now. And obviously, I didn't pass my audition as a backup singer earlier in the show, so we've brought in a couple of pros.
I'm still out here trying to make the cut, but of course you're with an iconic woman, someone with substance, with a voice, and someone that loves to entertain. We're talking about Krishanda Forbes in the building. She's back on the Expresso stage for a second performance of the morning. Now, this next song is called Ek Verlang, right? Now, I wanted to ask you before we get into the magic of your voice in this performance, what does it actually mean, and where did the inspiration for the song actually come from?
It actually, you know, every song is written out of experience. So I think it's experience, and also Emo Adams wrote the song a while ago, 2014, and when we collaborated on the song, it just turned out to be magical. So a lot of people have been asking me for the song, and I just decided, you know what, let me do this for them this morning and give back, you know. So.
Serving the people. And I think it's no coincidence that you actually have the word crush in your name, which is something you've been doing all morning. So crush it and enjoy. Mzansi, this is yours.
En ek's nog steeds alleen in my hart verlang. Sê jy verlang na my. Ek staar 'n oomblik na jou fotoraam. Dis al reeds 2 jaar. Laat weet net jy sou kyk. Ek sal altyd vir jou wag, want jy is die een vir my. Liefde sal die tyd weerstaan, saam met jou wil ek bly. Soos branders van die oseaan, soos aan ons liefde kom en gaan. Sê jy verlang na my, 'n storm kan my nie weghou, die beste skuilplek is by jou. Die dag hoe jy my laat voel, ek sien enigste hoe jy vashou in my soel. Net ons alleen, dis hoe ek het ondoen, maar jy stuurt so ver, moet laat gaan, maar my hart klopt. Net sal altyd vir jou wag, want jy is die een vir my. Een vir my. Ons liefde sal die tyd weerstaan, saam met jou wil ek bly. A storm can make jij verlangt naar mij. Een storm kan mij niet weghouden. Die beste sneeuwplek is bij jou. Zoals brothers van die oceaan bij
Wow! I can do nothing but take a bow. You are representing women all over the country, all over the world right now. You are iconic, you have a voice, and you are here to serve us. Thank you so much. That was incredible stuff from Mzansi. Don't worry, we're going to be here for another one. We're going to be crushing it with Krushanda in just a bit for a final performance that I know is going to amplify us for this beautiful International Women's Day. Yes!
Unlock your 100% this Wednesday evening as we meet a certified personal trainer who dreams of taking his skill set and passion to the world of YouTube. Isaac Banda.
Yo, Riley, it doesn't burn, it doesn't work.
Woo! You're working, brother. Yes!
It's his favorite exercise.
He's lying, he's lying.
He confessed to me.
Watch Isaac Banda unlock his 100%. Wednesday, the 8th of March at 7:30 p.m. Only on SABC2.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, South Africa, to the last installment, unfortunately, of the Culinary Hotline Bling! Ding, ding, ding! It's been an amazing International Women's Day, and I'd like to introduce, you've seen her before, but I'm going to introduce her anyway, one of the most amazing food storytellers I have ever met. Nalu, Nolu, do you need an introduction? But I'm gonna do it. Nolu, Dube, Tlele.
Yes.
I mean, your food, it has healed me after a long day of shooting and filming. I've come to your restaurant. I've had literally a meal that has inspired me and left me feeling brand new. Yeah. And we had to bring you in today because you are honestly one of the most inspiring females I know. And today you're making something very beautiful, very flavorsome. What are we making?
Today we're making chakalaka, which is one of those dishes that really represents who I am as a woman. So chakalaka has got lots of different ingredients. So I'm the kind of person that loves to bring different things together and make them work. Chakalaka is a humble dish. I come from a very humble background and raised by simple women, but they've turned me into this amazing woman. At times, I'm hot and spicy, so very, very passionate in everything that I do.
And always colorful.
Yeah, very.
Always colorful. Like, it's so funny because someone once said, like, chicken noodle soup is called, like, Jewish penicillin. Yeah. And chakalaka is like South African penicillin.
It is.
It just heals you.
It just takes you right there. And it's one of those dishes I always say, if everything fails on the plate, chakalaka will save me.
Right. So where do we begin?
So let's get started. I'm also a very rich woman. So with my chakalaka, I love to put a lot of oil. I know my mother would be very, very angry at me, but it just adds richness and you want that comfort. And we started off by frying our onions, right?
So I know that Willie's be on the mind. Water carries color. Yeah. Oil carries flavor.
So much.
So when you do need to add, like you want to enhance flavors, make sure you have enough oil, especially when you're using spices.
Exactly.
Very, very important.
Exactly.
Let me just check. Do we have a voice note for Nolu? Ooh. Oh no, it's coming through. Actually, the request was for you to send a message. We want you to send a message out to the woman out there.
Oh, sure.
And I'm not just in food, in everything. What words of inspiration do you have for the woman out there on International Women's Day?
So basically on my side, there's been a song that's been uplifting me a lot. It's by Loyiso, and basically it says, "Bekezela, qinisela, uzophumelela," which basically means you must persevere. You are going to succeed. International Women's Day highlight the plight and the issues of women that we face, but I believe it's also a time to celebrate and to see where we've come from and inspire other women. So to all the women, bekezelani, qiniselani, nizophumelela.
I was going to bring out a mic. Do you want to sing?
No, hell no, I can't sing.
So, your restaurant, the flavors that you offer at the restaurant, so inspiring, so delicious. And it's almost, I want to say, it's given me food memories and taken me back to places I've never been to. They're not my food memories, but I'm there. I know that you're in a brand new location. And so I'm asking live on TV, so you can't say no. We've got this series called Foodie Tours that we do on Expresso.
Yeah.
How about we go visit Nolu's kitchen and see what happens behind the scenes? What do you think? Would that be great?
I think that is fantastic, so that I can show you. Because most times when I'm cooking, there's certain things that I omit and I don't share.
Okay.
So I'll share some of my secret ingredients with you, and I'd feel privileged.
There we go.
Welcome you guys to my kitchen.
We're making that happen. We're gonna, on the next episode of Foodie Tours, we're gonna be going to Nolu's kitchen, called 7 Colors, by the way, appropriately named. And I love it. So South Africa, you're gonna have such a treat joining us behind the scenes of this amazing kitchen. Okay, talking about amazing kitchens. This is smelling amazing. So the carrots joined. What else have you added to the pot?
So basically, I started off with the oil, sauteed the onions, and then added my garlic and ginger, plus that chili to give it so much flavor. And now I'm busy just adding my carrots. I'm gonna fry them a little bit. You want them to fry.
Can I please show the country the colors? Because these colors are amazing. Like, how beautiful is that? Also, do you know the reason I like cooking in enamel, especially with the lighter color interior, is because you can see what's happening to the spices, the way they coat the enamel part. So you really can see what's happening, and you know when, that almost tells you when to add the next thing. So, okay, chakalaka do's and don'ts. When is it not a chakalaka? When I add something and it's no longer chakalaka, what's that ingredient?
On my side, when you start adding I would say, meat to it. It's not chakalaka.
Not a chakalaka?
There's no
Okay.
chakalaka bacon.
Chefs out there, you've been told.
Yeah, and also you have to make sure you're not skewing the ingredients. You have to ensure that they fry and they get coated in spices. So it's very, very important just to continue to fry chakalaka.
Hot, high heat.
Yeah, high
keep
heat.
the crispness, keep the flavor
Yes.
in. If it's a stew, it's not a chakalaka
not a chakalaka.
anymore. I got you. No meat, no stew.
Yeah.
I love it. And the fact that you're adding tomatoes, which I see you've got in your hand, which are supposed to chop, and you're adding spices. Chakalaka is a great dish then to cook in bulk and store.
Very much.
Is it, I mean, if you had to guess what a shelf life would be or a fridge life would be?
So definitely if you're able to, what I normally do, which is a secret, is I set the beans aside and then I just make the chakalaka. And then just as I'm about to serve it, I add the beans. That can keep it for at least 2 weeks if you store it at the right temperature. Yeah.
Whoa, in the fridge, right?
In the fridge.
Okay, so I'm gonna, no, you keep on cooking. You keep on cooking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna bring this a little forward. And I always feel like, again, that oil's necessary because your chakalaka should always have a bit of a sheen.
You want that gloss.
You want that gloss. And you got our beautiful steamed bread. Can I give it a little dip?
That is called ujek.
Ujek, okay.
Oh, yeah. So we're gonna take it out a bit.
And this is actually a beautiful pot.
It's gorgeous. It molds it really well. Look at how beautiful it looks.
Okay, so you gave it a tap now. So with bread in general, when you bake it, you give it a tap.
Yeah.
So what do we do? How do you know that it's done when you're steaming it?
So when it's just like an ordinary bread, you can take a fork or a sort of like a stick, and then you put it in. If it's wet, it's not done.
If it's wet, it's not done.
It's not done.
So I want to bring an amazing woman into the kitchen right now, Joyce. Please come into the kitchen.
Hey.
Without Joyce, the show would not happen. Joyce literally orchestrates everything behind the scenes. Joyce, thank you so much for joining us in the kitchen.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Tell me something. Are you a Chakalaka fan?
Wow, yes.
Okay.
I like chakalaka.
So I'm no longer gonna taste this. I want you to taste it, okay?
Really?
So, Joyce, I just had an idea. I'm gonna actually ask our DJ upstairs if we can get that special music ready for us. So Joyce, you know we do this thing, right?
Yes.
Where we taste and then we look into the camera and we give the camera our special eyes. We we communicate with the viewers out there. Are you gonna do it?
Yes, I will.
Okay, so but you gotta be as smooth as you are normally on camera. Okay, so there you go. Here's you got everything. You gotta no forks, right? You gotta dunk it in there, get it in there. You go. Bread's been sliced. Okay, you got your piece? Yeah, yeah. Oh, we are so ready for this. Okay, yes. Okay, first the bread. Okay, but that's what the music's coming. Okay, now get the chakalaka. Get the chakalaka. Now look into that camera. Look into that camera. Joyce! Yes! Oh, yes! Joyce! International Women's Day every day! Every day, Joyce! Woo! Oh, my word. Okay, so while Joyce is chewing, I'm gonna ask you, tell me about it. Flavors, hit, 10 out of 10. What are we tasting?
The bread, 10 of 10.
Yes.
Chakalaka, 10 of 10.
Whoa!
It's a combine.
Yeah.
Nolu, 10 out of 10. South Africa, you 10 out of 10. We're not done with Nolu. You're going to be seeing Nolu on your screens again behind the scenes in our amazing kitchen 7 colors. South Africa, you've been amazing. We're going to jam out as we say goodbye. Can we just DJ? Yes. Yes. Woo.
Are you interested in learning to trade Forex? Start with Octafix. The Octafix trading app makes it super easy to get started and offers free educational materials for all level traders, even if you're a newbie like me. Or try their free demo account before risking any real money with simulated funds in real market environment. As a regulated broker in South Africa, Octafix prioritizes your safety and security. So start trading anytime, anywhere with Octafix today.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast show, and we cannot end off your Wednesday without going out with a bang. Krishanda Forbes, she's been entertaining us all morning, and here she is with a final track, and this one is from the movie The Greatest Showman. It is This Is Me.
I'm not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, 'cause today no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we're glorious. When the sharpest words when it cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown the mind. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. The sesame, look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I'll make no apologies. The sesame. Another round of bullets hits my skin while fire away. 'Cause today I won't let that shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the sun. Yeah, that's what we've become. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for you're glorious. When the sharpest words when it cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown the mind. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. The sesame, look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. The sesame. The sesame. For I know I is real. There's nothing else I want.
To get to the heart of how you feel, all you need is love and a dish that no one cooks better than you. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
I make no apologies. The sesame. Cue.